OTL, sorry, bro. Holy fuck, I always keep forgetting to push YouTube. Alright, let me open up. Mine's a breaking point. I might need to do this later. Breaking point. Oh, it's breaking point's back. It's like super laggy though. Yeah. I've been putzing along with the K factor. It's just too even. The problem with Elo. Everybody's Elo is around 1500. I'm golfing on Thursday. That's why I don't like Elo. I think Elo is too even right now. I need to be more aggressive. Alright, where did I end this tier list last time? Well, I think the big gap. I think we'll get rid of the big gap. Not sure, Trevor. Well, I pretty much clocked this, didn't I? We just gotta see if we're gonna move any of these teams up. Yeah, I think I know what tweaks I'll do. This. I'm just about to push this. I got it fixed now. I think we fixed the bracket. It's my it just ran the test now and it gave Optic a 42% chance of winning this event. I mean, that seems more correct, right? Right? 42% chance. That makes more sense. It was up from 20 something, which didn't make any sense. I'll have to tweak some of I think I'm just not, bro. I think a lot of the issues is the elo, bro. I need a better team ranking system. That will fix it a lot. Right now I'm using this mode-based elo and I just think it sucks. I will be there, Don Dada will be there, Gersh will be there, and those are the only 3 people from the flank that will be there. Okay, but we'll be hanging out with plenty of breaking point people and people from the scene. There'll be guests on, like it'll be a good experience, you know what I'm saying? I think we'll have a lot of flank people at Atlanta. And I think we'll have at least me, Tommy, and probably Dill at Paris. Actually, I got an email back from Gentlemates on Friday that I got to respond. Finally, we're able to start making some progress with the production team over at Gentlemates. So I got to respond to email, introduce myself, introduce Tommy, and just sort of explain, you know what I'm saying? Okay, so here real quick. If you're curious about now what it's showing, this is what it's showing now as the Model 1 percentage. So Books had around 40. I'm giving about 41, and it gives FaZe Vegas the second highest chance, followed by Thieves. It really does not like Gentlemates, and I don't blame them. I think everybody's too high in Gentlemates. So make sure Vercel is ready. And we'll test this real quick. All right. I need to do this. The Elo's so close to the quality of players rankings. Yeah, so I'm going to need Elo for that, Proxy, because I don't know how I'm going to tackle ProAm yet. I need to talk to some people that have been doing team rankings for a while and understand how they're doing it and what their approach is and how they're using old historical data from players. That I need to understand a bit more. So give me some time. I literally built this in the last 3 or 4 days. Like, we really haven't been working on it this long. I'll get it more accurate. I mean, we're less than a week in the lifestyle, the life of this app. You know what I'm saying? So, all right, I'm gonna record this video, chat. You guys know Dealio. We just need to get this video done for the YouTubes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Test 1, 2. This is the final tier list video. What's up, guys? Ben. What's up, guys? Ben here, bringing you another video today. It is Monday, the week of Major 2. I leave for the UK tomorrow, but wanted to get a few videos done for y'all that will go up today, Tuesday, maybe Wednesday. I'm not really sure when these 2 videos are going to come out, but one is a bracket prediction video. Once CDL has added the bracket predictor tool to the Picks website, I'll record that video. But for now, we're going to tackle the first one, which is the tier list video. I think we're starting to get more clarity on where some of these teams are standing, so I'm going to dive into the tier list. We're going to rank all the teams 1 through 12, see where we're at, see the updates. Let's dive in. Does FaZe Major 2 streak go on as far as winning? I don't think so. Never know. All right. AMC, what'd you link in here? Oh, you're in your own league? Okay. All right, so this is the tier list we had from the last episode. I don't use the letter grade. This is how I do it. Top of the class, it's Optic. It's usually 1 or 2 teams, but at the moment, it's going to be 1. We have this big gap tier. I think a couple of these teams have come back to the pack. For the sake of this video, I'm going to remove the big gap tier, but I do think that Optic are clearly top of the class. Sunday regulars are going to be teams that I think will make top 4. Might be contenders or the dark horse teams. They're going to be in the top 8, but do they really have a chance? I'm not really sure. Play in and lose. That one's self-explanatory, and not getting on a flight to the UK. All the self-explanatory. Don't think the bottom 4 teams are going to change that much, but let's dive in and start with them first. All right, we're going to get Cloud9's fucking stat real quick. All right, let's start with Cloud9. 2 matches this week. Lost to Carolina in game 4. Actually, they played a fairly close series against FaZe, but they still got 3-0'd. I think for the C9 guys, look, they won 2 matches this split. That's 2 more than I thought they would win. Their overload and S&D are not terrible, but their hard point is the worst in the league. So still a way to go for the C9 guys. Will they make a roster change before Major 3? I'm not sure, but yeah, they're not going to the UK, and let's see if they make a change in the next couple of weeks. I think probably the most disappointing team to split, because we all thought that C9 would be bad, but Boston are tied with Gentlemates on being the most disappointing team to split. And they just haven't gotten better with the impact slaying issues of their subs. Yes, they brought Spart in, and they had a little bit of success in the beginning of March, but unfortunately this week, after their real 3-game slide, they needed to beat Miami. Vancouver actually upset Miami earlier on, or upset rather Riad Falcons earlier on Sunday, and that removed Boston's ability to qualify for the event, and they got 3-0 smoked by Miami. Boston are a dead team, bro. They're a dead team. They got to make a big decision about their SMG duo. They suck, man. Their AR duo is not that bad. I think Spartan and Nasty could work, but they got to refigure out this SMG duo. They're not going to the UK. They should be making changes after the event. We'll see what they do as well. Podcast is in like 20 minutes. All right, we're gonna do Vancouver. So I don't think the bottom two are gonna change. And Vancouver and Carolina, I don't think are gonna change either. Takes a second to run. Yeah, I don't know why it doesn't insta run. I gotta troubleshoot the fucking bracket. As you can see here on my little CDL Tools site, which I'll include in the description of this video, I'm not really giving Carolina or Vancouver a big chance against their play-in opponents, Toronto for Vancouver and Gentlemates for Carolina. Look, I think the issue for Vancouver is they got 3-0 by G2. They inexplicably beat Falcons yesterday on Sunday. I just don't know why or this team is so bad at overload. And I think it's the biggest limiter because their hard point isn't amazing, but they can battle with teams. Their S&D isn't terrible, but their overload is what's holding them back. They're just going to get 3-1 in any series where they can win the first map. So I just think that this Vancouver team is another team that will probably make a change after this event. I don't think they have the consistency to really compete. And I think they got a bad draw, you know, against an opponent that I think is a little bit better than them in the respawns. And I just think they're going to get bowled over in this series and instantly be out of the tournament on Friday. And again, it's like Boston and Cloud9. I think they're making a change. They're going to have to move on from someone on this team. And I'm very curious what they're going to do to try and figure out how to stay in the champs qualification race. Now, Carolina is a weird one. I don't know what to do about Carolina because they have now actually been on a pretty good streak. Going back towards the end of February, they have won 5 of their last 7 matches against Vancouver, Boston, G2, Cloud9, and Miami. Only losses to Optic and FaZe. And specifically this weekend, they beat Cloud9 3-0 or Cloud9 3-1 and Miami in the game 5. Don't know how to really evaluate Carolina going in this event because I do think that Gentlemates should on paper beat them, but Gentlemates have lost 7 of the last 8 and aren't playing that well either. If Carolina, it didn't fucking fix this issue. However, if Carolina get past Gentlemates, and they're in that bombs. If Carolina get past Gentlemates and they're on the bottom side of that bracket with FaZe and Thieves in Miami, do I feel like they get a chance to get past Friday where they probably lose to Miami and then lose to Thieves or FaZe? So I'm not really sure. So I do think I'm going to leave them in play-in and lose, but I won't be surprised if they beat Gentlemates. But that's not a high bar because I don't think Gentlemates are playing that good. And to be honest, I might have to rename this tier and move Gentlemates down to the section. Let's do this. I've just renamed this section out of the tourney on Friday, and I'm going to move 2 teams down here. The first team that I am going to move is I'm going to move Gentlemates down here. We need to have an honest conversation about the Gentlemates team because I know they won the last event, okay? But they have now lost since the end of February. 1, 2, 3, 5, 7 of the last 8 games. The only win that they have had in that entire stretch is a 3-1 win against Boston, who got second to last online. And yes, I know they lost game 5s to Thieves and FaZe and Optic, but they're not winning those game 5s. I know the Optic one was pretty close. The FaZe and Thieves ones, if I remember, were not that close. I just don't know where this team is at mentally. And I'm a little worried that not only could they lose to Carolina, but even they get past Carolina, and again, they're on that bottom side of the bracket with FaZe and Thieves in Miami, all who have beaten them. Well, FaZe and Thieves have beaten them recently as of like this weekend, because they lost those 2 teams on Friday and on Sunday, respectfully. But even Miami, and I know they beat Miami earlier on in like February, I think Miami are better than them now. So I'm a little worried about Gentlemates getting maximum top 8 this tournament. Maybe some people are more bullish than I am, but I don't know if I am about the squad, so I'm putting them in this block. I'm also moving Toronto to this block. Now, I am going to put Toronto in front of Gentlemates because the bracket draw that Toronto have is a little bit better than what Gentlemates have. And let me show you visually why. So for Toronto, if they win versus Vancouver, they would obviously face off against Optic, who they're going to lose to. But then they have a chance against G2 or Falcons, which I think is a better matchup than, say, Thieves or FaZe. Could they still also get eliminated on Friday? Yes. Do I think they have a much better chance to not get eliminated on Friday than, say, Carolina or Gentlemates? Yes. So for that reason, I'm going to put them in front of Gentlemates, but like I can't put them in the contenders tab. Their S&D still sucks, and their hard point still looks very funky. I just know that, you know, I know that, you know, they lost to Optic this weekend, and that was their only match. They're one of the rare teams that only had one match this weekend. I'm not feeling it with Toronto, so we're going to put them in this tier. But could they surprise us and make a run? Maybe. I mean, that's the unpredictability we have now in COD. All right, so here's what I'm going to do. I think Miami is the only team I trust to make top 4 at this tournament. So I am going to attempt to order these next 4 teams in the order in which I think that they have a chance to make top 4 at this tournament. Okay? You may disagree with this order. I know like some of these teams have beaten some of these teams and they're going to be behind them, whatever. It's just a mess with all these teams. So just stick with me while I explain this. We're going to start with G2. Now, G2 have a pretty good seeding going in this event because they had some good wins earlier on the stage. But they're a super Jekyll and Hyde team. The last 4 weeks, since the beginning of March, they lost to Miami, beat Gentlemates, who are not in good form. Lost to Carolina, good form. Beat Boston and Vancouver, both suck, and lost to Thieves. And the losses that I highlighted, the Miami, Carolina, and Thieves are all 3-0s. So they're a super Jekyll and Hyde team. Could they beat some of these teams? Yes. They already beat FaZe this split. They already beat Falcons this split, both in game 5s earlier on in February. Right now, I don't know. So I'm putting them last in this tier, but I got to put a big caveat. Any one of these teams can get a run in this tournament. For G2, it's just consistent slaying, especially their ARs. They just super Jekyll and Hyde. I know even Estriel is now starting this Jekyll and Hyde routine too. They just don't know on a given day what you get from G2. Now, Falcons I like, and I got to talk about Falcons contextually because they are a good respawn team. Their hardpoint, their overload have been really, really good this split. They're top 4, and you can argue top 2 in hardpoint in this split, genuinely. And I give a lot of respect to Falcons camp because they've really turned Exon into a great respawn player. The communications got a lot better. The big concern I have with Falcons, and I know that they beat Optic this weekend and then lost to Surge, is they are not a good Surge team. Their S&D this split has been very, very, very poor. And S&D, They're basically going to rely now on their respawn to carry them. And the problem is that teams like FaZe and Thieves and Miami and Optic can hold their own and respawn. I don't know if they're as good. FaZe and Thieves are as good as Falcons and Hardpoint, but they're much better. Well, FaZe at least is a much better search team. Miami is a much better search team. So for that reason, I'm a little iffy. Now, I will say this about Falcons. They have a more favorable draw than FaZe and Thieves. They have G2, who I think they should beat. Will they then lose to Optic? Potentially, and then we set up a real interesting thing, and we'll get to this in our bracket prediction video, that the bracket flips, and I expect either FaZe or Thieves are going to be sitting there playing Falcons for top 4. So we will see what happens when we get to Saturday, but this could be a really interesting tournament. And one for Falcons where I think they could potentially get top 4, which would be big. If they get top 6, it'll be unlucky, but it's better progress than the last event. So, you kind of take it, I guess. All right, I need to speed up because I got to hop in the fucking Discord. All right, let's talk about LA Thieves. I'm putting FaZe in front of Thieves right now. Mostly based on, I think FaZe, to me, or the team I trust a little bit more in S&D right now. They're going to literally play each other on Friday afternoon. So we will see what happens there. But I think if you're a Thieves fan, you got to feel much better about the team coming into this event. They beat G2 and Gentlemates this weekend. They look good doing it. They look quicker, faster, more decisive, realizing and remembering that they have Hydra and Abizi and Scrap on their team. They're getting good contributions from Nissim. They just are playing an aggression that we didn't see from them the first 5 months of the year. So I like Thieves' chances. Again, the bottom side of that bracket is tough. They're going to play FaZe. They beat that. They're going to have to play Miami. They beat that. They're probably going to have to play Optic. That's a real run. You beat those teams. You get a real argument that you're top of the totem pole at that point. But for Thieves, if they replicate the way they're playing online, this FaZe match could be cinema. I'm putting FaZe in front of them right now, but I'm going to be honest, both of these teams I think are like kind of neck and neck, and I'm not really sure how to rank them. So just based on I'm doing a little bit of like a little major one kind of multiplier on this. That's why I'm putting FaZe in front of Thieves. Yeah, it's going to be good, Flatliner. Now let's get to FaZe. And they are now on a 3-game win streak coming into this event for the last 5, going back to the Thieves victory. And their only loss was against Optic. They've beaten Thieves, Carolina, Gentlemates, and C9. And 2 of those are 3-0s. And I think 2 of them are game 5s. And that really, I think, also highlights that the FaZe team is not a team that I think is super clinical in putting teams away like the way Optic's doing it, like the hot 3-0s against good teams. They have done it. They did a major one with Thieves, for example, on the weekend at the LAN. But I think the big silver lining for FaZe recently is 04 has been playing much better. And in particular, 04 has had a positive KD in the last 3 S&D series. And in 2 of the last 3, he's played much better in Overload, really taking over in those maps. So I still think my concern with FaZe is about consistent slaying with possession, with specifically 04 and Draza. But if FaZe can get the contributions, and last LAN event, everybody but 04 showed up, they will make a run this tournament. Can they beat Optic? I don't know. Can they beat Miami? I don't know. Can they get top 4? I think so if they play that way. Thieves is a tough first match. But FaZe already made one losers bracket run at the last event. Can they do it again if they lose to Thieves? We will see. And let's get to the top 2 teams now. Is not, I think, much extra we learned about Miami or Optic this weekend. I didn't think Miami played their world's best COD this weekend. The Carolina series was a bit trolly. They lost in game 5, and then Boston, I think, didn't really show up. For Miami, look, I still always think that Metals needs to pop off or really just show up and drop a .98 and not go double neg. But Super is the best sniper, potentially the best search player in the league. Redcore's having a good stage. Frakes is having a good stage. They're really good at all 3 modes. They have a tough draw. Again, they're on that like Optic, Thieves, potentially Gentlemates side of the bracket. But I really like Miami's chances to get top 4 at this event. Could they finally get a final? If it's going to happen, it's got to happen this event, you would think, right? And then for Optic, you know, they've been kind of in sort of, we already have number 1 seed mode now for like 2 weeks. So they've been playing a lot of dens, and I think the results of some of the series may be a little bit skewed because they keep trying to get reps on their weak maps. They lost to Falcons, but they beat Toronto pretty handily yesterday. I think for Optic, the one thing I will say, because they're a great respawn team, is a lot of teams below them are starting to become better S&D. Thieves, FaZe, Miami have super. I think the key thing for Optic is don't get away from their game too much this weekend. But I think especially in Search, because you don't want to run the issue at Major 1 where they lost that event because of S&D, just be aware what other teams are doing and know what you want and how you want to react to it and adapt your style to play against them. If Optic do that, I'm giving them like a crisp 40 or 50% chance of winning this event, which is very high considering the standards we normally have for outright winners. This has got to be Optic's events to lose. If they can't do it, that's going to be pretty disappointing. So to summarize, Optic, top of the class. Miami, I think, is the only guaranteed top 14. There's a mess of other teams who I all think have a chance. FaZe, Thieves, Falcons, and G2, Minnesota. The next set of teams I all think have a real chance to actually go home on Friday. Toronto, Gentlemates, Carolina, and Vancouver, and Boston C9. Well, they're not going to the event, so that's why they're at the bottom of the list. So let me know in the comments what you guys thought of the video. Like if you enjoyed, subscribe for more. And as always, guys, we'll see you on the next one. YouTube video. Bro, I need to fix this fucking bracket page. You need to fix the fucking bracket page, bro. I thought I just pushed it. Why is it not fucking... I fixed like the absolute issue. There's gotta be another issue. Let me dive into CSS real quick. Hold on. I got to join Discord though, chat. Where's fucking Ant's Discord?
Oh, the small
Yo.
stuff.
Jordan, watch out.
He's live.
Streaming back?
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah.
You live? Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
I'm
live. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm live.
Okay.
End of
Why?
discussion.
Yeah.
We're just talking.
Pick it up another day. Yo, we're gonna start like 15-20 after 12 because I still gotta finish this script.
Okay.
We're trying to figure out how to word these topics so that them all kind of being the same for the teams.
You want to pull up on stream and have
Toronto, G2 and Gentlemates.
You want to pull up on stream and have chat help you?
No, I can figure it out. I mean, you can if you want.
Yeah, I gotta pull that.
Yeah, what does chat want us to talk about today? I mean, we have plenty of stuff to talk about, but
I need to get some clips. I'm trying to remember like some crazy shit or.
There weren't that many. I think there weren't that many crazy clips this weekend. I mean.
Yeah, it wasn't really.
I mean, Toronto would be the best visual one because there were a couple of plays in that Den Hardpoint.
I thought Toronto played the Hardpoint map 1 really well. Insight just got shit on. To be honest.
I mean, if you think that, then we should definitely put up VOD of that, and I can counter you.
Wait, yo, is the Toronto game broken? There's no VOD of the Hardpoint. Go look at it.
Just pull up the full VOD from yesterday.
Oh yeah, let me do it.
BENJ problem solver right there.
Yeah, I haven't even rewatched this match yet, so
guys, Brandon's not going to retire, bro. Brandon's a lifer, bro. Brandon's going to play until his thumbs fall off.
Okay. Day 3.
Who said he's retiring?
I don't know. People keep saying this. Oh, Brandon's going to win back to back and call it a day. Brandon's not fucking quitting. Okay. Some of these guys are lifers, bro. Like they're going to play until they get shit on.
That guy's just a gamer. Yeah, bro. It's 194 to 165. Like, dude, they're in a good spot here. Let me see if this is worth rewatching, huh? Here, I'll stream it in here. You guys can also see.
I mean, Fuzzy, yeah, maybe he gets to a point like Sam where he's just like, he doesn't enjoy doing this anymore. And at that point, if he wants to move on, so be it, you know? But like, he's not just going to.
Brandon loves winning. So if the team's still winning, I don't think any player in the history of COD would like the whole idea of retiring on top, unless you feel like you got lucky, but unless you really like are done, I guess. But I feel like if your team wins,
he's having fun.
Yeah, and obviously their team's good, and he's playing well. Like, I don't know. I feel like that'd be ridiculous. But again, I've seen players make decisions on that.
This is like so tippable. This right here is tippable, bro.
What's tippable?
Yo,
Yeah, the fact they're up 40 and
yeah,
guys haven't any. Yeah, that's just
that's a big win. Wait, we got 2
like.
dead. I don't even remember this position here. Wait, they're moving. This should be
Wait,
game.
back up.
This
Back
should
up.
low-key be game.
Back up. Back up. Back up.
We should
Why?
have just
Like,
banged this.
no, back up. Back up a little more.
So.
Kips off spawn here. Should have been front. I don't know why he's going to the mid here. It makes no sense.
Oh yeah, he should just cut through. Yeah, for
you
sure.
literally you make him spawn in
And
the
then-
Narnia.
And they should all hit couches.
Why is this still fucking up, bro? Margin. I think I know why. I don't want to make it absolute, but that'll fix it. Hold on, let me. Was just this has to be done. Talking CSS. Oh, I think I see the issue. Hold on. I think it's not. I think the multiplication's off. Hold on. I think the multiplication's off. Hold on. Okay, yeah, it is. One sec. Let me push this. Hold on. They should fix it now, chat. I think it's not. I think I know why it's not scaling. Dude, it should be good now. Why is this not? It's running in the background. Oh, there we go. Brah. Well, we'll fix the. I'm gonna fix the bracket right now, chat. But do you see the table? Like, I think this is more accurate now. It really doesn't know. I mean, you see my problem with the top four. It really thinks that it's a pretty even shout. Yeah, it's a great song. Come on. Noon EST, like literally in 5 minutes. Let me see what they're doing now.
They were literally forced back. They got all the
Man.
info.
Insight dies and then Joe gets shanked, bro.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, and then Ant kills the last guy too.
Oh man,
That was an insane play by Ant.
Are you showing him the fucking?
That was a den. The end of the game.
Man.
That was
I
clean.
mean, these last 2 hills were really unlucky, unfortunate kind of, but at the same time, they could have played it better. We'll watch the end of this.
Yeah. I'm looking through the rest of your outline.
Okay, so let me put that in there. Toronto VOD watch. Let's go and talk about. We got to talk about Riad Optic match.
Wait, and you guys are staying at the staff hotel, right?
Yeah, I'll text you a hotel right
Yeah,
now.
no, because if it's the same hotel that Alan's staying at, then yeah, I know where it is.
Mm-hmm.
I'm at the same hotel, which will be a fucking W, honestly.
Yeah, I stayed at that hotel last time.
Casino.
Yeah, place is actually kind of a vibe. The rooms aren't the greatest, but the location is actually.
It's Europe. There's no hotels in Europe that, unless you're staying at a fucking 5-star, that have good hotel rooms, bro.
Dude, we're gonna go see Project Hail Mary on that IMAX over there too.
Which day?
After rehearsal on Thursday.
Yeah, I could try. Well, actually, no, I might. Fuck.
It's a nice theater, bro.
But I want to watch World Cup qualifiers on Thursday. That's the problem. I might have to chalk it.
Okay, bro. How often are you gonna be able to see?
I might just go Wednesday. I might
movie
go
of the year with the boys in the UK on IMAX, bro.
Okay, I mean, yeah, true, but I don't know.
Movie's not really a team experience, though. Come on, man.
Nah, it is.
Oh, come on, Ant. You get that chill and hang out before it starts, and you say nothing for 2 hours, and then you start talking.
I mean, that's true. One of my favorite things on the earth to do, though, is go to the movies. I love it.
No, I feel you. I'm with you on that.
And just yapping about it with the boys after, especially a sci-fi movie.
Yeah, it looks good. You know, I'm gonna go see it with the wife as well. Actually, I might try.
Okay, so we're gonna watch and talk about some Riad Overload. I personally think they're the best Overload team in the game. So we'll talk about that. And
the best?
Yeah, I think that they're operating on a really high level in Overload, bro. Really high level. I mean, it's probably on par. Like, Optic's really good at Overload too, and so is Thieves. But I feel like Riad just get into like these spawn trap like situations. Like, they're just ahead. They're ahead in that regard. I feel like maybe like Optic's really good when they have the ball, the runs and stuff. Riad just get it done through sheer pressure. Like, if I were to pick a play style that like I personally would want to play in Overload, it'd be how they play. I love the way they play. They play exposure, bro.
All right. It's just a problem of Falcons is just
their S&D is
their S&D is just not good enough to win an event. Like, I think it's good enough that this team can find a way to get top 4 this event, but I cannot predict them to win if they're playing Search like this. There's just no fucking shot.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to pick. I didn't even predict them to get to the final. I think I got them top 4. I had just the way the brackets shook out. I think I have FaZe Optic final.
My model has them as a 30% chance to get top 4. And 30% to get top 6. That's 6 out of 10. But again, with the S&D struggles, like a bad fucking day 1, like they could be out of this shit instantly. Be nasty. That's not my issue. I don't think it's about Exit performing on LAN. I just think it's a team they're bad in S&D.
Oh, he's a beast. No, I mean, Celium's got to figure out Search a little bit too.
MC Search has been bad this stage.
He's kind of costing them in Search. They actually had some really good strats and like play calls yesterday. It was like the best like early round they've ever looked in S&D, and they lost both of them.
Yeah, no, it's just like, bro.
It was looking.
Yesterday
really
actually pissed me off. Off the rip.
Oh, as soon as it got to Colossus, I knew it was GG's.
Do you see what I tweeted about the fucking coin toss? It's actually so funny.
That's nuts,
bro. I basically yesterday I was like working on my veto model, and I'm like, why is there no?
I'm gonna walk away real quick, Ben. Ben, finish or add one or two things to the script and add a clip to the G2 if you can. Like, I'll be right back.
I don't know about G2 clip, but okay. Right, but let me explain this for you. I was working on the veto model yesterday, and I was like, why do I have no data on Thieves? And I dove in, and they like never were able to pick Team A or Team B. And I'm like, that's weird. I wonder how the coin toss goes. I saw I'm on the coin toss 3 times. I text Shane. I'm like, listen, Is this correct? He's like, yeah, I literally can't win a coin toss to save my life this
3
year.
and 15 is nuts, bro.
Like, having a distribution of +3, -3, like, okay, but like, bruh.
Yeah, that's what's the percent on 315? That's like what?
16%, 17%.
16? That's it's supposed to be 50-50. Like, that's nuts, bro. You're getting rigged. I had some years where it wasn't good, but I don't think it's ever been that bad. That's like, I think I had like a 10 and 15 maybe, but
Yeah.
dude, fuck off. Fucking hitting perfects in MLB for fucking ground outs. Jesus.
You playing fucking MLB The Show right now?
Yeah. Well, I'm not playing online. I'm just doing the moments to get cards. Yeah, I decided to get it this year. I always like look at it and find it interesting. I just never like had the time to invest in it, but I do now.
I don't know. I don't think we need to add much else to these notes. I don't really know what else. LA Thieves, Gentlemates, Toronto, G2.
Dude, come on. How am I getting perfects? It's not. Like, it's Bryce Harper. Like, how is Bryce Harper not ripping it out of the park? Not perfect. Stupid.
I think this is good. I don't think we need much else. We're gonna yap. He wants G2 clips. There's no fucking clips to watch at G2.
No, I don't. No, he said no, I think the only clips to me are worth watching is LA Thieves on how they're playing through the map, like how aggressive they are now, compared to how they were before.
Yeah.
And potentially Toronto on how staggered their team is.
Which
inside the back.
Which LAT VOD do you think we should pull up? Should we pull up like the Colossus S&D? What do you think? When do you respawn?
I mean the S&D would be more for a BZ. Like if you find a good round where a BZ like lays down the pressure and gets some blood and gets aggro. I was more for hardpoint, like the Colossus hardpoint they played.
It's Miami. Or against Minnesota.
I think it's Optin.
No, Minnesota. It was like that first map on that day.
Okay, yeah. Then yeah, probably that.
I just don't remember. I have to watch through and see like.
Especially on the P2s, they were like very, very good at just pushing out the map.
Oh yeah, they play this really.
Or
Let's try it. Let's try like that, Vlad. I think that'll be
the
good.
Bryce Harper code though.
I found a P2 hold that was pretty good. They were pushing out, getting annoying.
There you go. Oh, we're looking for. I don't have any of these cards.
Yeah, let me see this fucking fixed.
So
Yeah, you see that little drop down now? If I can go through a little checkbox live. Wish I could make it faster, but I think the problem is it's got to run 10,000 on the bracket. There you go. This is what the model thinks how the bracket will play out. I don't know if I agree with it having FaZe be Miami. I feel like Miami should win that. Not quite sure why it's giving.
Yeah, why is it giving FaZe the head on Miami?
I'm asking Claw right now. I don't find that to be accurate. This
Like,
guy,
just if we're purely talking from a stats perspective, that'd be kind of
yeah. I don't know if I agree with that.
raw.
I mean, the books are. I mean, 365 is giving FaZe that second. Weirdly enough, 365 is giving FaZe plus 162 to make the final, and Miami only plus 450.
Really?
And this does, yeah, this does account for a little bit for a blend with the. It does account for a little bit of blend on the odds.
I hope FaZe makes the finals. I want them to succeed. That
Yeah, those are your boys.
based on things we've seen so far. Those.
Raw Elo has them equal. So.
What'd you say, Ben?
Yeah,
It
so
has what?
My model has even Elo has FaZe beating Miami.
Interesting.
Guys, the 41% for Optic matches what Bet365 has. They have Optic as plus like 100 to win the event, which if you take out the VIG is like 40%.
Anybody
That's
can
a
win this
winning,
event, bro.
a winning number for that is nuts.
If like Optic are the favorite, but after that, it's like, good luck. Let me set up this head-to-head real quick. Koi,
Really, this has Miami getting.
No.
Game. Hold on, no, the bracket's fucked. I see what's going on here. Hold on. We gotta fix this. I see a very obvious error. The logic doesn't make sense. I see why this is fucked.
Whoever wins between the LA Thieves and FaZe is gonna make a run.
Agreed.
All right, fuck it, bro. We'll do it live. We'll just see where the conversation takes us. Get enough topics.
Alex said he's enjoying a nice sesame Saint Viator. Oh my god, that sounds like heaven right now.
What?
What is that? What is that? What is that?
Those are the bagels. The bagels that I sent out.
Oh, it's some Montreal bagels.
Yeah, the Montreal bagels. Yeah.
Ooh.
I need to order myself some. I was trying to watch my waistline.
Can you
but
give me the cams? Can
yeah, I can. I can give you cams.
Give me like 2 seconds.
I just need ready to join and I'll link it to you.
Yeah, one second.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I'm fixing this. I'm fixing this.
I forget where you sent me that.
Do you need the link again?
I just can't remember. You either sent me on Discord or. No, I think I remember where you sent it me.
I've been video.ninja and it should autocomplete.
I got this link. Is just like not hyperlinked. Yeah, here we go.
Let me in. Man, I really need my. I'm gonna change rooms pretty soon, and my setup should look a lot better.
Oh yeah.
All right, now it is. I'm in the battle zone.
Let me know when you sent it, BENJ.
Yeah, I'm gonna send it to you on Discord right now. Hon.
Bro, I swear, man, I get my flight booked through this third-party shit, and I can't change my seat, bro. I'm a middle seat.
Just sign directly in your airline.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't let me change it until we're at the desk and in our connection. Me and Joe were trying to figure it out.
Really? Because they put you in a shitty low fare class. That sucks.
Yeah.
They put you in some basic
bro.
bullshit.
So once we get there,
bro, why did they switch? Their old booking fucking thing was so nice. And the thing I liked about it is that you could see with all the other flights that people book, so you can like very easily try and line up with your coworkers, or you know what I'm saying.
It's so annoying.
I don't know why they fucking, you know what I'm saying. Yeah, raise a W for gifting Thompson fucking good bagels. Good play today.
Yes, sir.
People don't know Montreal bagels are good.
Oh, they're fine.
Never had a Montreal bagel.
I'll send you a link in.
There's a restaurant I really want to go to in Quebec. There's this guy I follow on TikTok and YouTube Shorts named Vivaldi. I think his name's Steve Vivaldi. He has a restaurant and he's just always, I always make his recipes and it looks really good. Whenever I'm
Are
out
you in
there,
bench?
we gotta go there.
You have your stream up yet or no?
I'm about to go live literally now. I just click live.
Is it live right now?
Yep, I just went live.
Yeah, I just sent you the link on the Discord where you can buy.
See.
Someone in chat said, "I watched your COD 4 national championship today." Good man, love that idea.
The tour bagels, dude. These look fire,
East
bro.
London bagel, never had that.
Yeah, just get like 2 dozen ant sesame and poppy. I don't know
One
which one
second,
you like,
boys.
but
All right, chat. You're gonna switch over. You're gonna hear and stream now. We're gonna get ready for the CoDCast. If you guys sub, I'll shout you out in text. But be right back.
they're like literally fresh.
That's fire. I actually, we already keep bagels in the freezer, but they're like the basic Johns. We get some
No,
good
dude,
ones.
these are
Uh,
worth having.
Accepted that, BENJ.
It is not.
You're able to start doing VOD reviews on my stream. I will start streaming as soon as I get the papers to allow me to create income. I am not allowed to create income right now. I'm in the
Oh, really?
early stages of
yeah.
the green
Hopefully
card
I-
process.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah.
Yep.
I can-
So as soon as I get the pre-approvals to work and travel, then I will be allowed to do that. But
All
currently,
right.
which is why I'm not streaming.
Stream tweeted. All right. Yo, did you guys see last episode? Insta uploaded, bro.
Did you guys
Shout
see
out
last
BENJ
episode?
for the Insta uploaded, bro. Shout
New
out
tech,
BENJ
bro.
for that. New tech.
The new local record.
New tech, bro. New tech.
Yeah. Zoom
Oh,
me in.
okay.
Zoom. Put me up for it. I was
Zoom you
back
out?
in my chair. I'll be staying.
Oh,
I'll
okay.
be sitting up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Zoom you out? Okay. Yeah.
No. Zoom me in. Zoom me in, and then
Okay.
just put the camera more like
Yeah.
the. I
Perfect.
can just move my can. I guess. It's fine.
Yeah. Perfect. Bye-bye.
Chat saying echo. Ben. I don't know if it's just Ben.
Oh, they're echoing. Probably know why.
Get this framed up. Bam, bro. Framed. Get this framed up. Bam, bro. Framed. Best as I can. What's up?
Double echo's on your side, Ant.
Yo.
Double echo's on your side, Ant.
Chat mic? Yo. I don't think so. Chat mic? I don't think so. Oh, no, you have the stream thing unmuted.
If they're saying that you're echoing.
No, you
so-
have the stream thing unmuted. Stream together. I had it unmuted too. It's better now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. They said nameless lives rent free in my head. it was the stream together. Like, guys, we're good now. Good now. All right. Yo, shout out Good or Hector for sending me the good merch, by the way. Got some new hats, polos. Let me tweet the stream out.
I still have a good Masters hoodie.
Really? It's
Yeah,
probably
well,
fire.
they weren't allowed
Yeah.
to put it out because they had like a little yellow flag on it, and the Masters X them out. They're like, nope, that's never.
Yeah, they told a story on the podcast once about that.
Yeah.
The masters are very polite. They're like,
yeah.
gentlemen, we're gonna.
But I got one of the hoodies of that.
So,
Sick.
you remember Concealed, Ray?
Yeah, of course.
Joao? So he went
Wow.
to the Masters and he waited in that long ass line for hours and he got me a Masters hat 2024. Sent it to me.
That's
Shout
crazy.
out, bro.
Nice.
Yeah, that's
Did you know I played a golf tournament in Florida? This is like 6 years ago, and he caddied for me.
really?
Yeah.
He's a good dude, man. He's a
I love
loves
Joe.
COD.
Yeah. He's good people.
Loves golf, I meant to say. And COD. I
Shout
guess.
out to the man.
Okay, so we're all tweeted out. Are you guys ready to get this going?
Let's do it.
All right, let's pull up the standings and let's intro the show. Let me start recording. Bam. Welcome to CoDCast, everybody. Last week was a lot of fun, and now stage 2 qualifiers are complete. We know who's going to Birmingham. We have our bracket. We're going to go through our bracket, talk about some of the matches, and talk about some of the results this weekend and kind of forecast what we think could happen or what would need to happen for some of these teams to have a good weekend. It's going to be awesome going over across the pond. The crowd's always absolutely insane. And we're going to be in Birmingham this time. So quick temperature check with the boys. Ben, Ray, how are you guys feeling, man?
Sad I'm not going. Super sad.
Ben,
That's how I feel.
You leave
How about you, Ben?
tomorrow, right, Ben?
Yeah, I leave tomorrow afternoon. Get a nice little haircut in the morning.
Same.
And flying out Wednesday, I'm gonna go to London because it's only like an hour train ride.
Ooh.
So and then Thursday we'll be setting up at the event after, but we're still getting golf in. Me, Ton, and Jeff, they're gonna play a course in Birmingham in the morning.
You
It's
get
gonna
more
be
sad
cold
now.
though.
Y'all
Fine.
are-
You just put clothes on. You're good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
y'all,
I'm not bringing my
y'all are
clubs.
gonna have
I'll
a good
just rent
time.
clubs when I get there.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be fun. Where we're at is also like obviously Birmingham's not the greatest location, but where we're at, there's a ton of stuff. So I don't have to really leave my 2-mile radius. I have everything I need. Should be a good time. I hope the fans are awesome. I know we had, what was it, 5,000 tickets that sold out, and they opened it up 500 more, and those also sold out. So now every single ticket for COD is gone. So it's gonna be insane.
Did either of you ever go to Blackpool? A Blackpool event?
No, I didn't go to the Blackpool event.
Okay, so I guarantee you it cannot be, in terms of location, cannot be worse than that.
What was that like?
That was a Norbreck Castle for all the UK listeners out there. I'm sure most of you know about the Norbreck Castle. It was if I had to picture like a scene from a movie that was like gloomy zombie,
Yeah.
like ocean view, like that was it.
That's
Like,
what everybody said about that event.
dude, there was like a Chinese restaurant, there was fish and chips, and there was like a corner store, and there was nothing else going on out there. Like
Jeez.
all people were doing is drinking, playing COD, and that was it. So that was my first UK experience at our first 2 times I flew across the pond. So that was
Yeah.
there's definitely more to the UK than that. Let's put it that way.
So my
But
first
yeah,
one was Telford, Ray. I went to Telford. We stayed in a
Telford?
uni, and
Telford.
it was it was I-46, very similar. There was really nothing there, like a fish and chip spot, couple of pubs, hotel was shit. But you're playing COD across the pond. I was kind of happy about that at least.
Nah, someone in the chat said UK Kitchener, bro. Does it even
No.
compare?
We had hella options in
like,
Kitchener.
bro, you guys, every player now that complains about a location, bro, needs to like have a checkup on how things were before they were around, bro. Like, Jesus.
We played in
But
Des
they- but
Moines,
they- but they,
Iowa.
like-
that was
Yeah. That'd
some
be
bad
actually, yeah.
locations.
I mean, this year is the best set of locations we've ever had. Like, Birmingham or not, like this event is going to be insane in that room. Like,
Mm-hmm.
obviously we were just in Dallas. That was pretty good. We got Atlanta coming up next. Then we got Paris. I mean, that event will be, banger. And then Vegas.
Let me pull
I
up
don't
the
know
floor
how much
plan.
else we can ask for.
Who tweeted out the floor plan? I think it was CDL Intel, maybe?
A colleague.
COD League did?
Or Adam did. Adam
Okay.
posted. Adam,
Adam did,
I think
yeah.
probably tweeted a whole the entire dream.
I'm gonna pull it up right now.
While you pull it up, I mean, I'll talk through it. There's a lot of other stuff going on in DreamHack. Couple of things I think people like. One is Halo, because I know there's some Halo COD overlap community-wise, but Halo is much closer to COD this time around. Like, you don't have to walk to the other side of the fucking entire expo to get the Halo, so that's a W. And we have Warzone at this event, so the Warzone area will be right next to the Challengers
Oh, yeah, we
area,
do.
which that
Aren't
should
they
be
both
interesting
using
mix of
it, or they
individuals.
each have their own area, Ben? I thought they were both using it.
I think there's multiple stations and it's just one pen of multiple stations. So like, I don't know if there's overlap in the stations, but like, I think,
Oh, here we go.
it's like one combo-ish area.
So
here's
here's
but
the
what
layout.
Is Halo only have DreamHack events now? Is that how it is? Like, or is it? Any
Yeah, they're in
other-
like a gap year now.
The
Like,
stream hacks.
Gotcha.
So here we
Wow.
go. So you can see this is the DreamHack setup here. So you see COD. We got the whole East Wing, baby. We got our main stage, Challengers Pit. Yeah, and then I can't tell. I think they're just both using the same thing. Maybe. Not sure. But this is gonna be awesome.
There's more parts of the venue, right? It's not just this is like the Call of Duty hall, I guess.
I mean,
area.
no, this is
there's a
Halo.
There's a
This
whole
is-
expo.
This is the whole
Counter-Strike,
expo.
Counter-Strike and all the other stuff are there too. Yeah.
There's no CS at this event.
No, this is everything.
Yes.
The what's using the stadium is Dota. Dota is ESL Birmingham.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
So,
Atlanta will have ESL on Atlanta for CS.
wait, question, because I'm pretty sure this is the same venue we had last time when we were here.
Yeah.
There's one bathroom.
I don't know. I don't know if it's
On the-
what the whole
on
layout
the
is.
East Wing. So yeah, I remember the Birmingham bathroom, and it was like for everybody, and I was like, oh man, this is tough. It was.
I think there's more. I mean, they have the bathrooms labeled out on the floor plan if you see them. So like for you, for example, you see that fucking the bottom right hand corner in all three. I assume that's the.
Yeah, this is the one we
the
have in our
bottom screen.
hall. This is the one. Oh, I guess there's one down here too.
There's another one at the bottom. Look below
okay.
that.
Yeah,
I
last
think those are
Birmingham
where-
we had one that was accessible, and it was bad for everyone.
It's great when there's a staff watch party players only one. It's kind of nice. You know what I'm saying? You just walk by all the dead cases. But remember, we haven't been there in 7 years. I'm sure they've redone this building since the last time we were there.
Wow, has it really been 7 years?
Actually, no, it was 9 years.
Yeah, that's when I retired. This is my
Right.
So for those of you who didn't watch the broadcast yesterday, I told the story of my final event. It was Birmingham and Dub 2. And I thought I played like okay. We didn't place well. And then Sunday, I'm in my room kicking it. I'm like, dude, I can't be bothered to like go out and scheme Sunday night. Like, it is what it is. I get a text, yo, Pat's scheming on you. I'm like, what? He's like, he's in the lobby. I go down the lobby. He's not there. So I don't know how he's scheming on me, but I start talking to some of the people down there like, yeah, I think they're going to drop you and Enable. I'm like, what? And all of a sudden, next morning, confirmed it's over with for me. So I was like, yeah, Birmingham, screw Birmingham. I don't ever want to go back, but I'm going back.
That's karma. That's karma, not Damon Barlow. That's karma for what you did to my ass, bitch.
Yeah.
Well, I fucked up.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, but at least we like told you face to face. Like I got dropped with nobody. Like they literally just.
What are you talking about? You told me face to face. Stroh's the one that sat me down. You never even spoke to me about anything.
What do you mean? We talked in the Envy.
You don't remember, bro. You guys.
The Envy House living room.
You guys, it was Stroh. Stroh sat me down and talked to me.
Well, he might have dissed the killing blow, but like we talked to you in the living room, in the Envy House.
Sure, like you and Jay had the balls to sit down with me and talk.
I did. Wait, you're forgetting. We
bro.
lived together. How could we get around this?
I know, but no, we spoke, but like there was no
spoke.
like. Yeah, nah, come on, bro.
All right. Anyways, neither here nor there. I ended up winning 2 events that year, so it ended up finally.
I'm not dissing the move. I'm just more like I don't know.
The first, well, to be fair,
Well, the first move I'm dissing for sure. That
the
was
first move was
ridiculous.
bad.
You guys are absolutely lost for that. Like, absolutely lost for that. You guys just got like schemed. You guys got schemed into pushing a change.
We did.
And all
we
I'll say
did.
is you got set in World War II. I told the nub, listen, this EG team, it's not it, bro. Not sure
You
we
were
see
in the
it
shadows?
I told Nub not to join that fucking team. He should have gone elsewhere. I was correct, by the way.
No, low key, I think Nub is an amazing player, but it just wasn't. When we would get into arguments and stuff, can you imagine this, chat? Me, Nub, and
This is what
Pat.
I told him, by the way.
Me, Nub, and
This
Pat.
exact issue.
I was like, damn, bro, we can't get nothing done on this team. Too many cooks in the kitchen. All right, but let's start this episode.
He didn't listen to me, and he ended up finessing his way on that team caliber anyway, so it's all good.
Yeah, Nub's the worst S&D player of all time, but one of the greatest respawn players I've ever teamed with. Anyways, stage 2 is complete, the qualifier. Let's take a look at the standings, and then we'll talk about some of the teams. So we have Optic at first at 10-1. Miami and Thieves, I felt like they weren't having a great stage, and all of a sudden you look up, they're 7-4 and figured shit out. So Riad and G2 and FaZe Vegas avoid the play-in. And then you can see down here, Carolina, Toronto, Surge, and Gentlemates. It's wild that like the 7 through 10, like you look at, I guess, Koi, Gentlemates, and Ravens, you're like, those are like objectively solid teams. They do a lot of good things. And they're 7 through 10 in the play-in. So that'll be pretty spicy. But let's start off with LA Thieves. Prior to starting the show, me and Ray talked a little bit about it. The last 2 series, they had a lot of progression. And like when you watch their minimap, like cleaner minimap, the S&D, all of a sudden, Abizi and Hydra are together. Niam's locking down a lane with a sniper. Scraps dropping double digits because he's playing off of them. It works. Let me start with you, Ray. Just kind of want your thoughts of like how the LA Thieves have looked and where you think they're like headed into Birmingham.
I'm trying to like find a way to put a number or like big words into how much they've progressed in a short amount of time here. Like I just like from an eye test standpoint, they are now contending for a championship. Not saying they weren't before, but like I feel like consistently now, if they play the good teams, they're always gonna have a chance to win. as before, I felt like it was more, are we going to have like some pop off instances of players just dropping numbers, which is going to give them wins? Like they actually look conducive and playing the game efficiently now, especially in hardpoint. Like we could talk about search as well, but for hardpoint specifically, like they were taking space collectively as a team. They were being aggressive off their kills, and they were making it aids for other teams. And bro, you have, again, I don't want to talk. I'm not talking down about Niam when I say this. I'm just more so speaking of the other three, the three players that have won world championships that have been. I mean, Scrap hasn't won a world championship yet, but you guys know what I'm saying. Like, there's three guys on the team that are clear guys that, like, if you want anybody in a gunfight in this league, like those three names are for sure coming up. So why would we not, like, you need these guys to play aggressive like they are. Like Niam's been frying, like look at the clip right now, like he's been absolutely having his way too. And it's more, again, this is not a knock on Niam. This is more speaking from the stance of this team should have every thought process of trying to play aggressive to be in a way where I'm getting these guys in gunfights to stagger another team in their pushes. Like if these guys get kills, they should be flying all the time.
They have a baked-in advantage,
and we started seeing that in these recent matches, like specifically these last two matches in Hardpoint. I feel like this is what you need to do to win games in this game, and this is what this team should have been doing / is doing now, which is great to have a chance to win championships. And I think, like speaking of search as well, like I mean, we can all agree that. I mean, I think we talked about this last time on the flank, but aBeZy, we can all agree that aBeZy is probably one of the best first blood, if not the best first blood getter in Call of Duty history.
Oh, for sure.
Search and Destroy. Like you could argue that he's probably the catalyst of FaZe's success in recent years in terms of search. Like this guy's been consistently dropping insane numbers, just pushing up pressure on the map early in search rounds and creating space for his team to make decisions and like make strategies work basically. And finally they have him doing that, which is, like you said, like Niam being on his, like Niam sniping to me makes total sense, and he's been really good at it, to be fair.
Yeah, he has
as well. Like he's not missing much shots, and he's a good communicator. I feel like it's something that's like not been, like he's still new to the league, so we don't really know all of the intangibles that he brings, but he definitely seems to be a well-rounded player in that sense. So giving his other three players a chance to push up on the map and do things while he's holding the separate lane playing the island makes way more sense.
He just seems reliable. He seems like really reliable, 100%. Which is like kind of what they need. And he like holds his own, and when things are going well, like when the other guys are finding success, he can like snowball that. Yeah, dude, I agree with like pretty much everything you said. It was honestly jarring how long it took them to get to this point, but I'm glad they're here because this is a team that when they're good, it's going to make competition in the league so much better. Ben, where are you at with these guys? And are you kind of on the same page where, like, through those two matches between the search and respawn, I think I saw what I needed to see to believe they could go in and win this event?
I kind of agree with what Ray said. I think the efficiency, the speed at which they're playing, it's so obvious when you watch the minimap. And if they play this way, like, it's going to be very tricky for some of the slower teams to deal with them. I think the S&D improvements have been fairly noticeable. They're again, same issue. Like they are playing much more quicker, decisive. The only thing is, I think there are a bunch of other teams, and we'll get to it over the course of the show. They're in that top 4, top 6 category. They're playing much better S&D ball right now. I think Thieves, are definitely in the contender category. The only thing I'll say, and we'll look at the bracket, is that the bottom side of this bracket between theoretically Miami, Gentlemates, FaZe, and Thieves, someone's going home top 8 on Friday, and it just is what it is with that draw.
Yeah, to me,
be one of the teams that it's in that spot.
Yeah, that match is huge.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
Can I say something to what Ben was saying about like the speed in general? Like, can we assess? I'll let you guys assess this. How many teams in the league do you feel like are playing with the proper pace that's conducive to winning in the game we're playing right now?
Optic, LA, in terms of hardpoint, Optic, LA, Riad, and FaZe in their last two matches, I think are. And you probably still put Gentlemates on that echelon. Granted, like Gentlemates haven't found as much success, but so in that sense, let's just say like 4 or 5 teams. Okay, then let's just say based on your assessment, there's 4 teams in the league playing that way. Like, like that is such a misunderstanding / lack of adaptability from some of these teams to play the game in what's conducive to be consistent and winning. Like we've seen it. Like there seems to me there's enough. Like case, I don't want to say case study, but like there's enough examples through the last like 12 months of COD cycle. Like the game last year was very similar to the game this year in terms of how you need to play it, to where like it shouldn't be a thing anymore. Like I feel like we're gonna start seeing that. Like as the year goes on, I'm hoping
by the end of the year that every team is playing this way. You could argue that I think every team has their moments where they do it.
Yeah.
But some teams need like clear cut out 4 dead to do it. Some teams will do it with like 2 down and start pressing, which is really what should be happening. But in that sense, I think there's a huge advantage to the teams that are doing it now, especially going like if we're talking about this major specifically. Let's just say every team adapts after this major. But right now, there's like a clear 4 or 5 teams to me that have a chance to win just based on how they're going.
Also, let's be honest, Thieves were not doing this last week, which is crazy. This was like the first week where like I saw consistently through the hard point they were playing that way against good teams as well. So yeah, they kind of just joined that conversation to me. And then I saw some people saying Miami in the chat. Miami do rely heavily on kills. And you saw the repercussion of that in the Carolina match, bro. Like Carolina's a team that also relies on kills. So it was kind of like, you know, mirror images of each other, different fonts playing against each other. And you saw the result of that. Miami struggled.
See, I think to me, there are certain teams that, like, I mean, I'm trying to explain this in the most simplistic way so everyone can understand. But so every team has 4 players. Some teams have 1 or 2 players who will, if they are in the correct positions at the times where they get kills, they will create the pressure that we're talking about. Yeah. I think where we're saying 4 or 5 teams is like collectively where everyone is willing to be doing the right things when they're in the positions given need to be putting pressure. There's not many teams that all do it. Like if you talk about Miami, like I think it's fair to say Trakes is being aggressive. We talk about like Toronto, Joe's being aggressive. Like you have like a few teams in the league that have some players that are doing it, but if those guys are like in the back of the line when the situation requires aggressiveness, then obviously nothing's going to get done on the map.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's where like the difference is for people that are like mentioning these other teams. Again, like it's not. I think every team has shown that they can do it in certain instances, but there's very few that have actually shown the consistency in doing it all the time.
Match in,
and
match
also
out.
with the fact that all 4 players are doing it.
Yeah.
Like,
so when we answer, that's what we're talking about. I'm not saying like Miami can't beat these teams. They're just really, really good at S&D. I just think their hard point, and I've thought their hard point is like a bit behind, but that's fine if you are the best search team in the game, which they are. So, so they're still in that tier. Just we're just talking specifically HP. But yeah, for them, back on the LA Thieves thing, yeah, Ben, they look good. In S&D also, they like, I know you've been really hard on them in the search. Their S&D, what did you think of it this week? Because they looked way different.
They remembered they have a BZ and Hydra on their team, and that was what was annoying us, brother. And I know Shane, I think, alluded to it a little bit on Twitter. They've had a bunch of team talks, but they just got to remember who they are.
Mm-hmm.
And that was our core. Like, there's talent on this team. It's not like there's a lack of talent. They're just playing like they have zero trust, zero belief, zero pace when these guys have been like quick, decisive takeover players on the past teams they've been on when they've won championships, won COD champs.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you kind of see it now. Again, they're going to get tested instantly in this tournament. Like, they don't get a really easy match. He's in like FaZe or a team of also a caliber of championship level. So, you know, it is what it is. But I think like for these, even if let's say this event, you know, they get upset or they get like top 6, like I still feel up. Like this team has made progress this stage because they finally are playing an identity of COD that if they play this at the end of the year, they have a real shot to win champs.
Like, what was so hard about this for them? Like, this is beautiful to me. It's like when we say playing together, it's not like them just mindlessly running forward. It's stuff like this. Like this 3-1 round. And real quick before you go, Ray, it's like we got Hydra mid. You know, he's a little weak. He's finessing his life. He's got the smoke. And then Abizi's there for the help. Meanwhile, Niam's like got the trail. Scraps got bomb. Like, this is the brand of COD and the type of S&D where you're applying pressure, but you're helping each other. Like, this is how Thieves should have been playing S&D all year long. Kudos to whoever led the discussion in search this week for Thieves, because it was beautiful.
Actually, this is a good segue into asking the question I asked you earlier, but because what you just brought up is kind of the answer to it. This is also for chat, for anyone. Let's do an interactive segment here. What is the most important thing to be conducive to winning? I mean, for COD, obviously, we're talking about COD, but this is probably similar for a lot of different esports. What is the most important kind of thumb rule to find success from a strategic standpoint when you're playing Call of Duty at a high level?
Yeah, to me, the number one thing throughout my career was total and utter 100% buy-in. Like, when we talk about a strat, or we talk about like how we want to approach the game, everybody has to be bought in 100%. Like, if we have a concept that we need to accomplish, like, yo, the play here is we need mid in order to get to get this bomb down, whatever it is for the ultimate goal, then everybody needs to be on the same page to make sure we accomplish that first goal that we have in the round. And whenever I had, teams that could do that, we had a ton of success. So to me, that was always the number one pillar.
You want to know why I agree with that, Amp? Because even when you let's say we make a decision as a team that when you're sitting here in CoDCaster looks like the wrong play.
Mm-hmm.
If we're doing it together, at least we give ourselves the best chance to bring back that scenario. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so, yes, I could see like why you would say like communication and like not getting frantic are important, but I kind of agree that like having some version of 100% trust, and 100% trust will usually allow you to play quicker because we're just making in split second decisions is like going to lead to you overperforming rather than underperforming more consistently.
Yeah. However you get to that end goal, whatever. But if we have a goal or a way we want to play, everybody has to be bought in.
So let me give you kind of like, how you have a tree of like things that we talk about and they all like have a top thing on top of the tree.
Yeah.
The top topic is always going to be involvement from a team perspective, having guns in the play, having everyone involved in what's going on, not having people separate from. It's okay to have an island player as long as like the strategy in mind is with him getting info and then the other players doing something. But like
he's got something for you, right? Yeah, like at least something.
If a player is doing nothing on the map, whether it's being behind the play or being in a position where he's going to impact things too fast where everyone else is not being impactful, then you're creating separation with your team, and then you're not creating the ability to create teamwork. There's not conduciveness of things happening. Like that player is now required to do something incredible, which doesn't lead to consistency. These are all the best players in the world. So everything Chad brought up, everything you guys brought up kind of lead to that. So in the same play you just watched, if you look at the arrows being separate, but when things start happening, all of the arrows are involved with
there's help everywhere. Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like it's not about always being like together. Like obviously creating a ball, if your strategy is to push something out, it's probably better to have numbers. But in this case, they played for info and they're kind of like slowly pushing their lanes out. And then as soon as they realize where they're at based on the info, they all act and they're all involved. And like if you look at the amount of arrows on the Gentlemates side that are like involved in what's going on, there's less arrows that are involved in Gentlemates. I mean, this is just the product of offense on raid. I'm not saying Gentlemates necessarily doing something wrong here, but you look at the amount of people involved in the play, that's kind of like, if you look at you dissect every COD situation that is happening in COD these days, more often than not, the play that has the more arrows involved in the play is going to come out on top. That's just kind of like how it happens.
Yeah, everybody involved.
A very
in some
basic way to look at things, but to me, it's like the right way to see things.
And you could tell when you're playing a game and you're flowing, you're finding success. It's always when you're just able to help your teammates often. It's like, I got my spot. Okay, nobody's here. Let me go help my teammate real quick. Let me get back to my spot, right? And it's like the Thieves were just doing that really well here in Search. Everybody has each other's back. Everybody's somewhat involved in some regard, and nobody has any ulterior motives like, oh, I have to make this crazy play or go above and beyond. And they just had their most success at S&D by far. And also, they mixed in some aggression too, Ray, in this S&D, yes, which was awesome.
Well, that's to me the part that I feel like you're gonna find way more success by being the proactive people rather than being the reactive people in COD nowadays. Like we kind of talked about this before the show, but like how many times do you see a guy holding a lane on his own and there's two players in front of him and he gets a 2-piece? And then, to contrast to that, how many times do you see a guy push into a setup and he's the one aggressing and he gets a 2-piece? I would argue you see the player aggressing get way more kills than the player who's holding. Like the player who's holding usually will get info, maybe get one and then get traded out, or maybe like the way that kind of play similarly works is typically when they buy time for their teammates to get involved. But for the most part, you see way more aggression. Like if you look at all the players that have the best statistics this year, like they're typically aggressors. Yeah. Maybe if we take the arrows out of play, but it's at least for subs. Like, and that's like in the conversation and things where pace is always the point that's brought up, at least from where I'm coming from. I think pace is everything. If you're doing it as a team and you're being aggressive as a team, then you're giving yourself consistently chances to get more kills than the opponents are. You're the one that's acting and based on what the information you have.
And look how I play this. Like this is awesome. This is high level stuff. This is the last thing I want to react to. Like they bang mid, right? Which is something we were asked for. Oh, my thing just broke. My browser. Oh no. Hold on, chat.
You're good.
You're good.
Well, the task manager.
Refresh.
All right, we're good. Yeah, so like this round is awesome because it's like, first of all, when we watched them versus I think it was Riad last week, The one round that we thought was good was the one where they all banged mid on defense with a BZ and Hydra and killed the guy Art. But this round is good because, one, you're taking mid away, and then the way that they play Water Stairs is like, they're not exactly looking for a kill here. They're just trying to slow them down and create a little bit of chaos for Niam to help him. Like, and then once they do that, Niam gets a pick. The round is won. You know what I mean? It's very simple. You make 2 good decisions early round, like the round is just completely, it's unwinnable for the other team. So they just got to do this on land. Like they just got to do this.
We've also talked about this before. Like for raid specifically, like if you're on defense, you need to aggress. You cannot sit back and play retakes. Like that's such an old way of playing the game. It just doesn't work anymore. Like, and honestly, you could argue for most maps. Like again, I think it's just there's something about being proactive and creating the plays rather than waiting for the plays to come to you nowadays that just seems to work way more. And it's kind of counterintuitive in a way, right? Like especially from what we've known from COD for fucking 20 years now. Like theoretically, like I have good positions, I'm meant to hold these good positions. Now it's like I got good positions, what can I do to like use them to aggress and push even more and do things in a way that is going to get me in favorable gunfights. That's kind of what the mentality should be now for most of these teams.
100%.
That's at least that's what, to me, again, if you look at like, let's just use Optic went what 10-1 this stage, like clearly the only team that's consistently winning matches. And you look at how they play, again, it's constant aggression. There's very few instances where these guys will just sit back and hold irons. Like there's always, and if they do, like in a situation where they do hold back and get iron, if they get a kill, they start acting.
Yeah.
Like they don't wait for you to finish your push. They're on the move. They're pushing you out. They're going for the kills. Like they're playing for your numbers. Again, is just kind of like the aggression in numbers that should be the thumb rule for literally 90% of your mentalities and how you go about this game. If I get a kill somewhere, how can I go about getting more kills while I have the advantage on the map?
Yep. And teammates playing off of that with the same mentality, completely bought in. So yeah, I mean, I think LA Thieves are in a good spot if you're a Thieves fan. I will say, they played G2 and Mates, so like both those teams have been really, really up and down. But that leads me into the next discussion, and we'll start with you, Ben. For the Gentlemates, they've looked better. They're still 1-7 in their last 8 matches. Pulse and temperature check on Gentlemates. I've seen a lot of positive discourse with them. I have been kind of like neutral. I still feel like that they're all over the place. What do you think?
I mean, I talked about this last night. I'm not sure why everybody is so positive on this team. Yeah, they've had a couple of Game 5 series against good teams, but they've also not won those Game 5s. I'm just concerned that the hard point is obviously taking a step back this stage. They were not that great of an overload S&D team stage 1, and it iced up, and they played really well on it at the event. I just feel like they've just fully regressed as a team, and I'm not sure why we're not going in this event thinking, sure, they got a chance to get to Carolina, although if that goes Game 5, I don't know. And then we get to land, and they got to play Thieves or FaZe or Miami, in those first 2 matches. I don't know. I feel like if you step through that right now based on form, they're the likeliest of the 4 teams to go home on Friday. So I don't know why there's not more people sitting here they probably are getting top 8 this event.
I mean, I'm kind of with you, bro. Their search is awful. Look at their S&D. They're not even getting around 11s. They're getting blown back. And the only S&Ds that they won, like this one versus Texas, this was Ghosty back-to-back 1v3s. They are 4-11 in S&D. And it was a ticking time bomb because you think about the split 1, search wasn't great. They had miracles in that grand final. You can't replicate some of those rounds. So yeah, I think that they're in a bit tougher spot than maybe Gentlemates fans would want to admit. And in terms of the HP, Ray, we talked a bit about it, so I'd like you to elaborate. Having an auto veto at this point in the season is just tough, man. Especially for a team like Gentlemates.
We're still kind of early on, from a season standpoint. I think more so what bothers me is that if you're that good at the other hardpoint maps, it's not the worst thing you have. If I'm going to win, let's say there's 5 hardpoint maps and I'm winning the 4 other hardpoint maps at a 70% rate or whatever insane rate it was, major 1, because they were consistently, didn't they only lose 1 or 2 hardpoints?
Oh yeah, they were 10-1 in map 1s too in stage 1. I'll pull it up.
They had some kind of auto wins, which they had like 2 strong maps. If I remember correctly. It was
They
like
were 9-3 map 1. Their Den was crazy. Their Colossus was crazy.
Right. So they basically had like no matter what you did, you couldn't veto against them because they always had an auto win, and then they would just veto the map they weren't that great at on the back end, which is like Blackheart was the map they didn't like playing. So they would consistently win everything else. Recently, clearly has changed, and that's where. And this is speaking from a coach perspective. I'm not going to be too blunt, but I always have a hard time understanding how teams could go backwards in certain things. Obviously they said they've gone through some stuff, so you got to like take it with a grain of salt. Like who knows like what they've been going through. And teams, I spoke about this in the flank yesterday, like teams will go through stints in a year. It can happen in weird times. It's always weird to see it happen after a win, especially considering they started at stage 3-0. It's not like it's not like they just won and they directly went into the hole. Like they literally won the first 3 matches online, and you're like, okay, well this team's clearly
it was this match right here, right?
To go. Yeah, the C9 one was tough. Yeah, so they. Yeah, I mean that's a hard one. but I don't know. Like I think I'm kind of like you. I'm more neutral on it. I still feel like this team is. They got to be. It's hard to believe that this team isn't close to snapping out of it, just because of how good they were before, and they've shown kind of like parts of what they had before in their last few matches.
Yeah,
they did losses, but yeah, like it's so. And I mean, clearly, Hardpoint was. Statistically, and also if we just take the numbers into play, like this basically what was winning the matches in the first stage. Granted, they won 3 searches in the finals, and I do agree with the what you guys spoke about in terms of like their clutch ability was like, I don't want to say a main reason, but it was a big reason why they were winning a lot of these maps. Like they were their end round situations, and their like Trav had some insane clutches.
The phase and the final.
Yeah, like they had some crazy winning situations that you can't really rely on. Like they're good to have. Like you 100% have to have that ice to be able to win some of these games, especially against the best teams. But if you consistently fall back on a game where you're down 5-3, 5-2, and you come back in games because of these kind of style plays, like that's not repeatable. So, so that extent, like the things that worry about the most in terms of Gentlemates is obviously their regression at hardpoint, but also I mean, obviously they've practiced Blackheart. They've obviously tried to get better at it. Maybe they just don't like playing it because it's a lot of teams in the league, and I've heard this, they feel like it's a 50-50 map. But at the same time, like if your hardpoint in some of these other maps isn't as good anymore, and those maps, let's say, what was it statistically? Can you go to their stats? Like I just want to like use it for my point. Like
for the vetoes? Or their
no, just for the win loss.
Oh yeah,
go to win loss.
Scar and Den are both 50-50 now for them.
So yeah, so Scar and Den are 50-50s. In that end, if you don't have guaranteed wins on those, then you have to find the ability to like be good at other maps.
Yeah.
Because let's say Den is the other team's best map, then you're going in to play the other team's best map in a map that you're not playing that well anymore. So that becomes, it's not a guaranteed for you anymore. So you need to expand your map pool to guarantee yourself the best chance possible to beat some of these teams and not play them on their best maps if it's not your best anymore.
So what's tough for them, Ray, is that they auto veto Blackheart and then exposure gets banned against them. So then they're in a position where they're playing other teams like best maps. So that's why versus like in the Optic series, they played Scar Colossus. Those are Optic's 2 best maps. And so you're playing Optic's 2 best maps. And then the next series you watch like a Riad beat Optic and it's like Den and exposure. You're like, shit, if you're a Gentlemates fan, like why aren't we playing, you know, maps that I guess we're not playing Colossus and Scar, and it's just because where they're at with their map sets. So that hurts them. And then the other point that I have about this I wanted to bring up is the Gentlemates overload. Ben, me and you talked about this last split before the major, and that their overload was going to be a problem for them. It's been consistent like this where like for them, you look at it, they're 10th in runs per game. So they're not getting a ton of opportunities. And they're just slow. Yeah. Their record in 1-score games in overload is 4-1. It's not exactly sustainable. And they've played this brand of overload now for a bit. They just have an inability to like put teams in a spawn trap and rally. And I don't know, like that could come down to communication or just come down to like people valuing their life in their base. But it's a bit weird to me when like you think about Neptune and Envoy, like that's something like at least like last year in the, you know, the game 3s, they were so like both those players individually so good at, getting lost and making plays.
Hold on, real quick, Ant. I think that stat might be bugged on the sheet because I don't know if you noticed. If you look in the top right, it's got 0 runs from that Thieves game where they won 5-3. So that's
probably just correct. It's probably just not updated. But like still, this is
so just the number probably a little bit higher there.
Can you look at the? Okay, so that's. I mean, look, they're playing Carolina. They're playing right.
Yeah.
So I have the head-to-head builder. This is the
Looking
matchup.
below. Scar is the auto win for Mates, and then clearly Scar is the veto for Carolina.
Yeah,
Look at how it is.
So we're going to be playing a den or
It's probably
exposure.
going to be a den.
Yeah.
It's going to be a den.
And so
which I think gives Gentlemates a chance. The problem with this series, we can probably get to the bracket combo, is if you scroll up, and this is why I see people in the chat like, oh, we're overthinking online. The problem is, go look at these S&E stats for Gentlemates, and there's a lot of search maps. There's 15 search maps.
Bro.
Not only are they not getting bloods anymore, when they get bloods, they can't fucking close out rounds. They literally have been terrible on offense in S&D pretty much the last like 2 weekends.
Jeez, it's bad.
It's bad, guys. It's just, there's not a lot. And again, I know that like individually they need a player like Dylan Envoy to play great in a mode like this. I know he hasn't necessarily given them great contributions. But even when Dill was playing good last split, their S&D numbers weren't this bad, but they also weren't like elite top 4 numbers. So I would say in that Carolina assessment, like I think they have an edge theoretically in a respawn pool, but if it goes 5,
matchup for Gentlemates.
If it goes 5 and Carolina is not like shit, it's been not just been barely winning maps in their pants. Like I would be scared if I was a Gentlemates fan about being out of this tournament.
So chat, everybody, listen, chill on the like Ravens on land thing. Like it's definitely a talking point, but like Ravens have like straight up gotten better this split. Like straight up. It's actually been really irritating me that point, because you can watch them play and it's like their kills are mattering more. Lurks is looking like a star, like legit. Like I love that kid's game.
Should you add super to that?
What's up?
Should you add superstar?
I won't add super to it. I think he's I think he's all-star. So I said the same thing about Xnid. Xnid and Lurks to me have become all-star caliber players in this league. This split. They put their stamp on it. They're like top, 15 top 15 players.
All stage 2 team for sure. Team team 2,
yeah, they're in the all stage team. Absolutely.
But superstar in like the Simp or Scrap or Paco.
No, they're not there yet.
not there yet. But I agree with you about Lurks though. I mean, like, bro, if I've been talking to Tom about this. If I'm Lurks, like, bro, first off, he's on a dark horse Carolina team that
trying to swoop him up.
Like listen, if you're Carolina and you can operate under the radar this year, get a couple of nice top 6, top 4s, you go to champs, people are sleeping on you a little bit. You can back in a decent placing there. Use that as a springboard on Lurks,
bro. Because
you guys know how roster mania will go down. There's going to be a second or third top SMG pair that's looking for one, and he can get onto a better team if he's able to get out of Carolina. Like plays his cards right, good teammate, keeps fine this year.
You know me, and you guys have known me for a long time. Ray's known me for a while. I don't really gas up the young players like that. It takes a bit. With Lurks though, I'm bullish on Lurks. I like, if you stripped away all the names, all the player cams and all that, his screen looks no different than the best SMGs in the world. That kid is a monster, bro. And I think he's going to be a star player in this league for a long time. So they got a good one there. But
100% agree. And he's only getting started too. That's
only getting
started.
The
early stages, like. Hopefully he can mold himself into just progressing and getting better and better and better across everything. But no, seems like a good kid too.
He does. Every time we talk to him, he seems like a really good kid.
I'm a fan. I'm a fan of the Logan.
I'm a fan of this team, and I think if you can get a good weekend out of Exceed and Nero, because I really think the ARs were the problem at Major 1, then they can do some damage. And then also in this matchup, like matchup wise, it's a tough one. You got a team that. In these guys who love Blackheart, so once again, you have to auto veto it if you're Gentlemates, and then you're going to put in a situation where, I mean, they're cool probably with squaring with Gentlemates on exposure, so we get the exposure in the series, and then what are they going to ban? They're going to ban Colossus, so it's going to be exposure and Scar or Den, 2 maps that, or if it's exposure Scar, Carolina like that, and then they're a good S&D and good overload team, so solid overload team, I guess. We just talked about they're going to get Den. Both these teams have been mid on Den. So this could be an upset watch. Keep your eye on it.
It just, from recent times, if you're getting pure look at it like statistically, you would argue that Carolina probably has a slight edge in hardpoint, definitely has an edge in Surge, and then we just put him even 50-50 on overload. Like, it's just, can Carolina show up and play consistent COD at the event? Because obviously this is a big, like, experience is going to matter in this too. Like, bro, you just traveled across the world to potentially only play one match. Like, you don't really have time to get your feet wet into it. Like, you have to be your go button has to be on from the get go. Like these are like this might be for Carolina. This might be like the biggest map one of the year for them. At least so far, obviously.
Well, that's why I said it on the show yesterday. I'm like, bro, Gentlemates have been reeling 7 in the last 8. You hit these guys early in the series, and the thoughts are gonna creep in.
Facts, Ben.
I know we've been doing wait, but we've been
that
bad.
flight was real long.
Maybe
bro.
we fucking suck. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and it could be. But like you don't want to vote Gentlemates like because there's gonna be a lot of Gentlemates fans in that crowd. I know this isn't a Paris event, but
No, it's gonna be packed.
it's not a long train ride from France to the tunnel, you know, the channel in the UK.
I mean, bro, they had a whole section in at the Miami event, or that was a Toronto event in Spain.
Green
so
suits.
it's gonna be. And this is I don't know geographically, but isn't this closer? I'm pretty sure it's closer.
So Ray, let me ask you, bro. So like when you're in those elimination games where it's like a tournament where you drop down early, right? You're like, fuck, we're in losers bracket way too early. And you're playing like that team of, shooters that are super young, and you lose that map 1. I'm looking left and right and I'm like, oh shit. Like these guys are turned. Why was that so hard? I'm looking at the boys. I'm like, what happened to the scrim we just had? Like those thoughts start to creep in. I will say all the pressure isn't just on Gentlemates though, which they have going for them. Carolina has that, you see people in chat talking about they suck on lane. Exactly. Yeah.
Both teams are going to feel it for sure. Like for their own reasons in that sense. But this honestly might be the most interesting match all weekend. I hope we have a banger. I really hope we go game 5. Like that'd be a sick timeline to gonna go there.
Y'all, I can see it now, chat. You tell me you can't see Exceed standing up match 1. I can see, we suck on land. Oh yeah, I can see that match 1. I'm telling you. So this should be a banger. I'm super excited for it.
Is that the main stage match or is the other one the main stage match?
That is let me pull it up. I don't know if it tells us, does it? Oh, it does, right? Bracket.
I'm pretty sure it showed.
Oh, colleague schedule probably. Hold on.
I'm looking right now.
I think someone tweeted out.
COD League website is abysmal, dog.
Yeah, I know. I'll tell you. It is main stage. Carolina Gentlemates' first match on Alpha. So I don't know why your EA pop-ups on.
Yeah, it's getting fined by his boss.
I mean, bro, I've been telling them forever. I don't even know who's running it.
No, the website. The website used to be edited by a bunch of people in like Croatia or Romania or something. They're a little slow on getting
this
stuff
is unacceptable. This is unacceptable though. But hey, man, y'all need me to do this? I could do it.
I see this happening? Like, can we agree? Like this online like talking. I think there's a few teams, right? Like let's see. Okay, Carolina's a team that's not in Texas. Toronto's not in Texas. Who else is not in Texas? Vancouver and C9, right?
Yeah.
Those are the only 4 teams, I think.
These guys are all playing on land in every match. I'm just put it that way.
But like every other team is, every Dallas team playing Dallas team is literally like more or less a land game. Like, I mean, I get online is not, there's obviously some differences, but to nuance the difference being big enough to make like that much craziness into a match, like, come on. Like,
bro, when pros talk about online and stuff, some of them are talking about internet, but some of them are just talking about people play better online than they do on LAN. It's not like they're like winning gunfights they shouldn't win, chat. But chat takes it as if like, oh, they're just jokes. Like they're just like killing them faster.
I mean, I will say
sometimes
I will say there is an advantage to having a split though. Like before you go too far, sorry. Like there's having a split of players in the right spots will give you some small advantages online.
But you're still the better team and you should win.
I mean, Ray, it probably helped your team a little bit last year now. With Trav initially not being in,
but it hurt them early.
Yes, he was getting like 10 less ping than everyone else was on our team. So like when he wasn't. I mean, he never actually he played a few matches in Vancouver, but yeah, they definitely 100%. I won't shy away from it.
I'm not hearing
for him
this
specifically. For the rest of the team, no.
Ray's trying to like walk it back for some of the other pros. Like, and I get like there's a ping difference. I'm just not hearing this, bro. I was playing against Aches on host. You just gotta deal with it. Like if a guy's 5 less ping than you, like it is what it is.
But that was every game. Like it's like you have like right now there's like 80% of the matches are Dallas versus Dallas. So then that's kind of the norm. So then you go into the, let's just say the other extreme of what you're describing, it's gonna come and feel different by a lot. Like back then that was the norm. You're gonna play your maps good on your host and then the other maps I'm not. It's gonna be
and the games were slower, but like the servers were worse. So like no disrespect to Envy, but they put people on a double floor to host fucking Blender in Black Ops 3. I don't think some of the
Okay,
teams
but
that are
Ben,
West Coast
also the
based enjoy
games
that
were
shit.
different. If somebody had better internet than me,
I know.
I'm getting straight one bursted. I might not get a one burst kill. It was like a huge advantage. But anyways, let's keep the show pushing. So what we just talked about, we talked about Gentlemates, Carolina, kind of. All right, so let's move it over to the other play-in. Let's talk about Toronto Koi. I think I said it to Ray. Ben, you weren't in here, and let's start with Ben on this one. I feel like Koi, from day one of picking up Kips to the last match yesterday versus Optic, have had no like real progression. Kind of, they just like look the same. Like they got better when they picked up Kips. I will finally admit that. Like they can contend it and keep respawns close. Their overload looks like okay outside of the Optic match, but the search is still terrible. What the hell, if from your perspective, is going on with Toronto? Why can they not improve? We saw all the other teams like take strides at least somewhere, but not them.
I think they shouldn't have ran back Jamie and Toby. They've been the two worst players on our fucking team this year, and like I think that's the fucking original sin of this team. I think, yeah, like, you know, I think Jamie does play too slow, and we can watch some VOD and kind of talk about it a bit because of, you know, I think Kips and Joe aren't the slowest fucking player, but I don't think Toby's having a great season, although they're playing him off role, and I don't think Jamie's having a good season. I mean, Ray, I saw you shaking your head a bit. Do you disagree?
Can we talk? What did I bring up earlier as the most important thing
Yeah, everybody helping each
for
other.
success in COD?
Yeah,
Yeah.
all being
You have to all right now. It's like they're so separate in what they're trying to accomplish.
Separate, bro.
And it's like I think there's situations where Jamie can play slow if the team, like if the situation requires it. I just think there never seems to be an instance that they're all collectively pushing pace. It's like if Joe's in the right position, he's going. If Kip's in the right position, he's going. And like that's about it that I've seen so far. Like you look like pause this right now. Like to me, this is an indication of what I would consider wrong. And it's not to say, I want to make sure everyone understands, it's not to say Toronto cannot find success in the way they're doing things now. If they end up having the situations where the players that will do the right things in those instances do the right thing, then they'll be fine. But from a consistency standpoint, it's not like it's not replicable. Like you can't consistently do the same things. You can't expect the players that need to be pushing pace to always be in the right positions to do so. Like if you look at the stat line, everyone's going to talk about the amount of kills Jamie has. To me, it's more like the indication. The problem here is like the total engagement. It's like if I have that amount of kills, I'm expecting to have way more deaths than the rest of my team. Like he has the least deaths and the least kills, which just again from a pacing standpoint, this makes no sense. You have Kips who have 60 engagements or no 50? Sorry,
He ends with
50 engagements. Shows 45. Inside has 26 and Kleenex has 42. Like as a team collectively, we're not going around the map as a whole. Like it's always separate.
This
players
right
that
here
are
is
always
horrible.
up front. There's players always in the back. You know what I'm saying?
Watch this. We got a guy bottom broken to back up race point, just so you guys understand what he means by this, right?
Yeah.
And then like Toby decides like I'm gonna go rooftops. He gets cut off. This guy spawns dojo, so he's like, fuck, okay, I'm gonna go make cut. And then ultimately they end up getting to this position where they go around and they get themselves into the right spot. They could have just did this 12 seconds ago while they were holding time and spawned them out back dragon. You know what I'm saying? So this is just like where on rotations in these spots, they're making the wrong plays, but it's just like, why are we not working together? And this is why they're losing games 100%.
This is where, to me, and where I stand, this is more my coach mentality and how I always feel about things. And this is why some people have maybe talked about me in a negative way in terms of how fast I make roster changes and how I think about certain players. Like it takes a lot for me to want a player out. And I feel like this, like to me, I've never coached Jamie. I don't know exactly how he is a player, how adaptable he is, but this team to me with the roster they have should be finding success and shouldn't be having the issues they're having now. Like I still Insight statistically had a good start to the year. I don't know if you all remember that, but
yeah,
he was
started
like
off
Every year.
And the game at the stage of the start of the year is always like people take time to figure things out a little bit. So it's like no one's playing it that efficiently yet. But as the year goes on, people start figuring out the best way to play games. These guys have not changed from the start of the season. They're still like, it just looks like they're still hanging on to how they were going about things at the start, which clearly isn't the way to go about it anymore. I would want it. Like let's say I was in their position, I feel like we just need to collectively understand that we're not playing efficient and we need to figure out how to do that and make sure everyone's on the same page about doing it. Yeah. And then if you don't find success in doing things that are like better, I guess, in that sense, or playing with the pace that's required where everyone's involved, then you start thinking about making changes. But I still feel like we said on the flank, I think Tom said yesterday, is like the grass isn't always greener elsewhere. Like, yeah, sure, you could pick up other players who will instantly do the things that we're requiring them that we feel like they're missing. Like, again, let's say hypothetically you replace inside with another player who's playing with the pace that we want. Sure, but like, well, who's to say inside can't do it well? And you have the
It seems like a unique problem, though, Ray.
Say it again.
They got a unique. Only trivia question: how long do you think How long do you think Kobe and Inside have been teaming together? How long?
It's been since Modern 19. No?
Yeah, so 7 years.
Longer.
4 years.
It's been 7 years, right?
They team together and they team together and block us forward.
That's on me.
I hear what you're saying, Ray, and I don't think you're wrong. But this team's got a unique problem with two players that I just think have teamed together for so long. And you guys have been on teams that have recircled the wagons a few times. You just team with someone for 4 or 5 years. You guys know how it is. This is scar tissue and issues that are build up and build up and build up. And look, yeah, maybe you're having an issue trying to understand how to get that one-mindedness right, but it may just be difficult to cut through all that scar tissue. And you might just need to go in a different direction.
I get that. No, I get that.
We're not in the room, so we don't know, but you know,
like, again, we're assuming, right? Like, I'm not disagreeing. That could be potentially an issue. I just think, to me, with how different some of these games have been year to year in the last like 4 or 5 years, you need, like, one of the requirements to be a long-standing player in this league is to be adaptable. Like, you will not find success holding on to the way you find success before if the game isn't the same as it is. Like, bro, if you try and play the game we're playing now, like how you played Modern Warfare 2, like you're fucking lost, bro. You're just never gonna find success. Like,
but listen, guys, they're going into this major with this team. And this is just the squad. So let's just talk about what they need to do at this event. And with this team, I just want to focus on some of these plays. Ben and Ray, in this spot, what are you guys doing and what are you preaching right here? Because they do basically the exact opposite of what I would do. So I'll back it up for y'all. So this is 210 to 170. Optics got P2 control. Obviously, it's assumed that there's going to be a guy pushed out front here. All right, so we're on rotation. We got 2 dead, and Kips is spawning out here. Instant bang! Like everybody go through couches, and Kips can go front.
Kips can go it's again this.
What are we doing? What is 4 doing?
Is we have 2 kills, we have numbers. You take the fastest route to get to the hill play as possible.
Spawn them back
it's
here.
Which I agree. And like, even if, let's say, we just in the weird quirk of the situation, we maybe had this play out a couple times. You want one to go around.
Nah,
like,
bro.
I don't agree with it, but okay.
We got 2 dead.
But like 2, but to your guys' point, like one, and who else also goes around? Joe goes around, and Toby goes around,
and then clean it. And then Insight's pre-aiming, and we don't have. It's not like if he's pre-aiming this, we got a guy come in front. All right, maybe, you know what I mean. Like if he goes front here and we spawn them out in the bailout spawn, and then he can pre-aim. We bang the back, we get control. Sure, we salvage the situation. But ideally,
I'm going to cut you off. Sorry, let me just
go ahead.
Like, the goal, like just let's not even talk about like specifically what they're doing. Pause it after they get their 2 kills.
Yeah, right here. The goal is to get time.
Okay, sorry. Okay, pause. The goal is to end this play before the players that we killed come back out spawn and have a chance to get involved.
Yes, correct.
That is the goal.
Get time.
Like just forget about routes, forget about everything else. That is what you need in your brain in this situation as a team that got 2 kills. You're breaking. I need to do whatever I need to do to get involved as fast as possible to not let the other 2 players out spawn have a chance to get out and play. I want to stagger this. I want to make it, even if 2 of us die for free off the start and we clean the other 2 guys out,
it's fine.
It doesn't matter. You know where the other 2 players are going to spawn. You have a 2v2, and then hopefully, in this sense, you get the players that like you're pushing it back out. So theoretically,
you're winning the stagger battle. You're winning the stagger battle.
You're winning the stagger battle.
Yes.
That's all it is. It's you don't need to complicate the game in the sense of the routes we're taking. That is clearly the only thing the players should be thinking about in this sense is that.
Yeah.
Like there's obviously gonna be a few caveats here and there, but like I'm totally fine if I'm Toronto here to have 2 guys die for the sake of killing 5 and 8 on optic fast as possible.
I'll word it like
okay
this
with a 2v2
to make people understand it. They have Toronto in this spot, and teams do this very often. Good teams, when they're failing, this is what's happening. They've lost the plot. Whatever they've talked about in practice, the essence of COD here is we have an advantage. Let's press our advantage and let's go get time. Let's get to the hill as fast as we can with our numbers. Let's go get time, and then let's react and play from there and use our aggression when we have them staggered. Right here, they're like, okay, let's go to the back, make sure we got the back spawn. Let's get to couches, and let's bang. Well, what's the result of that? These guys all get here, 6 and 7 are in the play again. And you're weak from the 2 guys that you had to fight because they have positioning, and now you lose. Like, this is so bad. I don't even know what to say. This could have been game. So,
and someone in chat said the caveat is that Insight was 1 shot from a fight, which again is understandable if he wants to play his life for a second. But even then, I would argue that he's better off challenging and hopefully doing 1 bullet of damage and getting information for his second player line to trade out the kill, and then that keeps the play going forward. And it's okay to die. This is where, to me, like there's a misunderstanding of like the fact that like you need to clean up a hill, you need to get a break clean. It's not clean isn't really what you're looking for anymore. It's the speed at which you do it. Like staggering plays is honestly easier to hold hills at that point. Like, because obviously, if we have a chance to get 4 dead clean, I'm not going to say that's not the best.
This is how this plays out. Point blank period.
But yeah.
2 people dead, right? Bang, bang. 2 goes front. We can all bang couches here, spawn them in the back, GG's. Or they get the bailout spawn, and then they're across the map. Doesn't matter. Either way.
Just whatever route closest to hill you are, you just bang something together. Like, Optic has to watch 2 things, and you have more players to push through. Like, as long as we trade our kills efficiently, like even if we
get 4 piece by Dashy, I'll die on that. I'll die on that hill. It's fine.
Yeah, that's fine. That's exactly
like.
This is what I was telling my team last year, and this is what I was coaching my team. Is that like if we're gonna lose it on our own accord. We're not gonna play the game in a way that gives the other team a chance to use their numbers again. We will go in and make that player get the 2-3 Ps to hold the play. Like,
because what are they praying for here?
Fine, good job. Like they did good.
If you're Dashy and Hook, what are you praying for here? Yo, please take 1-by-1 angles. Like, I got the back, Brandon. You got side door? All right, 1 in the back. Look, Hook's like, I got him tagged. I can help you side door. Like, this is what they're praying for. The worst thing is, like, what they don't want to happen is them to all bang 1 lane and overwhelm them, right? So, yeah, they just gotta watch some VOD and figure that out, because I kind of with you a little bit on the essence of, like, if they were playing the right way, this 9 and 20 is irrelevant because they would have just beat Optic on this hard point. You know what I mean? They could have just won.
I feel like he wouldn't, like, that's the thing for me is like he wouldn't be having these stats if they were playing the game collectively.
He's got to play better. I'll say that. Like, you can't be throwing that up.
If your team isn't playing to a conducive way of winning, like how we just talked about the play. You just said like you're hoping Optic has individual fights. If he's always in the sense of where he's alone fighting something that just is unwinnable alone, then he's never going to get in a good position. Like, you're just never.
Yeah, he might have got a 2-piece while his teammates was flying in front of him and couches, and at that point he's farming front now with an AR watching outer.
The cycle of a life in COD starts with, let's say you're in a position like Chrono is where they have to break. Like, some people are going to die while you try and break.
Hold on.
But if you collectively do the right thing.
Let's address chat, because this is where I just get super pissed. So this guy Hedgeman, you also going through the same door. It was a bad play. When you have numbers, we've consistently said, get in the play and get to the fucking hill. I've been saying that since day one. The same argument I had with Hydra sitting in the back watching back P2 on the same hill. I said, get your ass in the goddamn play. That has been consistent. Now, if you don't have numbers, maybe banging's not the best situation. But
100%. If you don't have numbers, if it's a 2v2 in the situation, it's a whole different mentality.
Way different.
But we killed 2 guys and we have a 4-on-2 situation, or 3-on-2 with what a guy staggered off back. It's a
Yeah. Sorry to cut you off, but I had to address that.
You're good. No, you're fine. I mean, again, everyone, and again, these are mentalities not everyone has to agree on. I think what we're speaking of, again, is what seems to be conducing the most success rate out of what we've seen out of the game. And this was the same last year, in my opinion.
100%. Ben, so for you with Toronto, obviously they're keeping this team. What needs to happen at the major for them to kind of get over this hump? Like, what do you think they could short-term fix or like hot fix to have success at major 2?
Hot fix?
Yeah, we'll use hot fix. Like in search, because obviously there's search problems. We've had 2 years of it. Or hardpoint counts. Like, what do you think? Like, if they're to have a good major, what's it going to be through? What's going to happen for them?
I think the most obvious thing, I'm just trying to think with their search. I mean, look at some numbers. If I remember, I think their defense is pretty bad in S&D, right? And
it's horrible.
It's been awful this whole stage. I think it's probably the easiest thing to clean out.
Awful for 2 years.
I know they probably don't have great first blood numbers, but again, I think it's just tough, bro. I don't. They don't have a deep map pool in S&D. Like they're really not great at Colossus or Exposure. They don't have like a bread and butter S&D. Like nobody's gonna play them on Dense Search. It's like I don't know realistically how much you can necessarily hotfix.
So Ben, when I watched them,
I'm kind of out on this. You guys want to give it a go? I'm kind of already checked out on the personnel of this team, and I think they need to make a change, which is maybe what's kind of preventing me from really answering your question. To be honest.
Fair enough. I will say, like, they lose this S&D, right? And they've had a couple of bad raids. Ray, did you watch this S&D? Oh, I think he's talking to his wife.
Sorry, talking my baby.
So
I did. Yeah, I watched all the games this week. So yeah.
So, all right. I'm curious what you guys think. You too, Ben. I thought that Toronto actually had some better defensive looks, despite losing in this S&D, like not doing their like 3-1 splits where they're just like giving up the whole map. I think Shotzi just like he had a really good map and like got through, made some plays. But I think they're like working towards a better brand of S&D because for so long in Search, it's just been like 3-1, giving up bombs, playing full retake, and just being terrible at retake. I think they're dead last in the league in that regard. I'll check just to be sure. So did you guys see anything in this S&D you kind of liked from them? They're 10th in retake.
I feel like, yeah, I could get on board with that.
Hey, there's a little positivity.
I think it's more again like I would a lot of the teams that we're talking to have like good talent. It's more the consistency aspect of things that I'm more having issues with. I think every team's capable. Every team has done some elements of it. Like Kips and Joe are definitely like pushing the pace on a lot of these like plays. Like even this round, for example, like this is kind of their old way. Like and then they immediately back up and play like it's. Like in this new, I don't want to say new school way, but like if you want to do a 3-1 like this, fine. But we need to play pressure mid.
Yeah, nothing's mid, so go.
We need to push mid. Yeah, we need to boost something and we back up into it.
Like one's water stairs. These guys got pillars. All right, nothing's mid. All right, Joe, go.
Where I think and this is again us, we don't know, right? Like, are they finding success in their scrims playing the way they are playing now?
Maybe.
I have no idea.
Like they would have like I mean in a healthy mental way, they would kind of have to be sticking to their guns and how they go about
like
things.
This is a better round here, low key. I mean, obviously Insight gets one, and then like Joe's on top of ring, and he has like help from Toby a bit. But like this is like a better round. Like we got Joe in the play, and he's like causing distraction. And then Kleenex goes and like helps. You know what I mean? This is the type of shit that I want to see. Like I just don't know why they can't play around their big gun a little bit more. It's like that's why I'm saying it's and I know it's a little bit like Fugazi way of thinking, and I know it's not as like right. I know this is why it's tough. It's just that's why I'm leaning towards. I just know once guys have teamed together for the same strat, like, dog.
8 years, like I just they may have talked through these things, and it's just too much stubbornness, and we just don't agree, and it's just I don't know if you can cut through that jungle. At that point, it's just better to just start fresh. So I think that's unfortunately, going to be their takeaway from this event, which is tough.
I mean, again, we don't know. It's a fair assessment from an outside perspective, but we have no idea. So
yeah,
I've just watched it for 2 years, and it's
on intuition.
No, I get you.
I'm just based on intuition how this shit normally goes. You know,
I get where we stand on these shows and like how we have to like try and guess at some of these things. I get it. I just. Yeah. To me, like again, being on the other side of this for all these years, I find it extremely annoying when people like that just don't understand or see things from the way actually things are, or make random assessments on things. I mean, I'm not saying you guys don't hit on some of these, but more often than not, it doesn't, and it's infuriating.
Wait, you talk about what the issues are on teams?
Yeah, just like it could be internal, like whatever it is, like the assessments that are made from the outside. Like obviously we say things based on what we see. Like being on the side of it this year, like it's to me it's the only real thing we can really talk about is like what we see in matches, which obviously is what we see, right? But we don't know. There's so much more to it that goes on into team success and mentalities and how they go about their business that are impactful to how matches end up looking.
Yeah, that's why I have a 90% success rate with what I say. You know, it ends up being the problem. Just is what it is. But I mean, I kind of just go based on. I kind of just go based on like for me personally what I see in the game and like sample size of like when something is like a consistent problem. And we, this is something we were talking about with Koi conceptually last year. It's coming into this year, so it's just like the way they play.
Yeah, if it's something that's long standing, then that's obviously fair. Like, especially from a gameplay standpoint, I think that's always going to be a thing to look at.
Yeah, because I'm sure
Man, I was hoping Ant would shoot hoops here with him. That would have been sick. If they would have just played basketball for a second.
Bro, how does he even get here? Like, look at this, bro. Like, we're giving up the map. Okay, so we're applying pressure through mid. I mean, they just run through cutout, dude.
Oh, yeah. I think this is the problem. And
There's nothing ring.
Go back.
Give it up, bro.
Go back. Yeah, that's kind of
It
the
is
issue.
what it
like,
is.
We should be wrapping back here. Like, it's just.
Like, I got 2 guys in Zig, right? So theoretically, like, if they were to go and try to like take ring, if I haven't seen anything by now, my teammate Zig can at least pivot off of that. Like, if they're water though, we just lose. Like,
I think it's and this is like teams that are finding success are okay with giving something up on the map.
Yeah.
Like, again, it's just the idea that like, okay, like if I act fast enough on my side, then I know nothing's here and I know where they are. And then I'll play to that information. I'll play to that knowledge.
bro.
Like, trying to cover everything these days just doesn't work. It
Yeah.
just doesn't.
This is egregious, bro. So yeah, they gotta figure this out. It's the #1 problem with the team right now: defense and S&D. And Ben is completely out on them. I'm cautiously out. I'll be honest. For this major, I just don't think they're gonna be able to solve a lot of the problems that they have in a short time. And their round 1 matchup is Surge, so at least I mean they can win that.
I agree. I agree with you, Ant. I just think that, I mean, I don't see them. I hate saying this. Trying to find a way to word this in the best way possible. I feel like they still have, like, the roster itself to me still has potential. I think it's, again, mentalities and how they go about things and how they try to accomplish things on the map just really needs to have a shift. And I agree with you in the sense that's like, you're not going to change that in a day. Like,
Yeah.
it takes time and to get to the point where you're comfortable playing the game aggressively, especially considering how slow some of the aspects are right now. Like, it's a pretty big shift for some of the way they play. So.
Yeah, I agree. And Ben, you like my hotfix comment? They can't hotfix nothing.
No, I'm again. I want to not be out on these guys, but I just.
I have a hard time being on them, bro. I have a hard time being on them.
For this event.
I do too, but it's just there's too many other. The problem is there's too many other teams like a Thieves or a FaZe or a Miami that just this team's just destined to get 8th or 6th this event. And like, what's your takeaway? Want to just keep trying this, like keep brute forcing our way, or do we just finally just fucking just get it done, bro?
If Ben had his way, 04 would have been dropped 2 weeks ago, though. So just remember that.
I won. That's not even remotely close to what I said on the show. No, and Rage is rage baiting because this is boring.
I mean, you were pretty close to blow it up. Watch.
I was because I was like, listen, with the 04 thing, I was like, listen, like he's got to play better, and if after the event they're still fucking ass, then yeah, let's have that fucking combo.
Listen,
but like, but people always do this. Speaking, you're just trying to rage bait me. I'm gonna count to 10, not get rage baited. People always say that I say this. I always speak in a specific way because I understand how this shit works, and that like people will use 2 or 3 weeks to get better, and the event is the bar, and that's the issue with Toronto. I just think if you have they already had like a pretty major one, you have another event. Are we just sticking with one change and we just think it's going to work going into ProAm?
Yeah.
Or and maybe all these other teams continue to pass us and now we're auto locked 8th or 6th, or do we want to try and like, I don't know. Toronto's out here to win championships and they have not been close to that in years.
Let's talk about though. They had a good stage for points, Ben. So like they're not in a terrible spot points wise, I don't think. Let's go look. Yeah, I mean they're at 50, so they're still, in champs. Oh no, that's not in the season. What's the regular season? Yeah, they're at 80, so they're not in like the worst spot, but they do need, if they lose to Surge, oh brother, gotta beat Surge because they're on their heels.
You're talking about champs?
I'm just talking about points wise.
Champs.
Like they're gonna keep falling further and further and further.
They're 30 behind the line already.
What are you talking about? What?
Wait, am I not looking at the same thing? Are they not 9th on this? And they're 9th. 30 points behind Carolina?
Yeah, they're 30 points behind Carolina.
And Carolina clearly has shown the strength to play online. And like online, obviously. I mean,
what I'm saying though is they got 5 wins. They were in a really bad spot after the first couple matches of stage 2 split.
Right,
so like if they beat Surge, it's not like the worst spot. You could make a roster change, and assuming they have good, Kips and Joe are good players and they get better, like they'll be able to surge up this list. But yeah, I mean, the
issue with this is that 7 through 1 are going to move up quite a bit potentially in this. I mean, one of those teams is getting.
I will say, like, if I'm in Toronto's shoes and like more, like I don't want to, like, dude, you played most of your matches already. Like
Yeah.
after this stage, like you have what 5? You have 5 online matches,
minors,
and
two
the 2
minors.
minors and the 2 lands. Yeah, but the minors are all like you're seeded based on your previous performances.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's not about that stage. So like they're going to be seeded to the minor based on where they stand out.
You get points though, right?
Only if you get top 3 or top 4. Sorry.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you don't get shit unless you get top 4. So
yeah,
the
so
seeding for that
Toronto need a
matters
couple
ton.
wins here.
At least if it was the same as last year, it could be different this year. I don't know if they changed it, but that's how it was last year.
And then Koi's bracket, they're gonna have they're gonna lose the optic match. There's just I have 1% chance that they win that match. Dead ass. That's how I look at it in my mind.
They definitely don't have much time to figure it, like to be sure to like, because I mean, dude, like Ben said, I think every team that's within the line right now is not gonna necessarily get worse.
Yeah,
we've seen good progress, like the other teams there, so they definitely need to start winning matches.
It's just it's like when you're in a. I don't know how to say this analogy correctly. Do you guys ever watch like cycling, like professional cycling?
You watch that?
No, not a lot, but like I'm gonna explain the concept to you. Like you get people that are just pure sprinters, but like there's a pack, and then usually by the end of the race, the pack's pulling away. You want to be in the pull away pack, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You don't want to be in then that group fucking behind the group where you're just getting a participation medal.
Absolutely.
Bro, we gotta shout Ben out, bro.
Yo.
Ben goes across the spectrum in these four analogies. Ben's like NFL, MLB, hockey, soccer. He goes.
Yeah, but that analogy's good though. You got that analogy is good though.
Ben is hitting. We gotta start respecting Ben more.
My whole life, I've never been asked if I've watched cycling. I didn't even know that shit was broadcast.
I know where he's going with that, bro.
No, you've never casually watched like the Tour de France, like in the morning?
Yeah, Tour de France, of course. Yeah, I've seen some. I never sit there and watch them more like 5 minutes, but like,
yeah, same. But
yeah, the concept is there though. I like that. I like that, man. Good concept.
It's just listen. Their management, I think. Well, the last Toronto thing is like if they get like toxic top 8, I think management may put their finger on the situation, and whether or not the players want to give it a go, I think at that point it may just be out of their hands, and it'll be interesting for the AR market because if their choice is, well, we're just going to rotate Jamie out and get a new voice.
Who's next up, man?
Top ARs, as far as ARs right now.
Yeah.
Well, I would love to have the complement any EU players, but it's a little bit trickier though for Toronto specifically. Maybe not as much because the Canada visa is a little bit easier to get. But we're talking about like NA ARs. It's interesting. Like I don't know if you put Wake on this team if it necessarily helps. Is this like a Cammy Brack angle?
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, the return of Cammy on Toronto would be kind of interesting. Do they go for like a QK angle, but comes a little bit? If you will see, I mean, the challengers layout for this event's kind of interesting. I'm curious which ARs will shine through.
Bring Giga back, bro. Everybody gets worse when they drop Giga, dog.
I'm 100%.
You're the biggest number one Giga lover.
I hate their
That's Ant's boy right there, bro.
That's my boy, dude. Listen, I need Giga back in the league, dude. Yeah, I mean,
QK been dominating challengers.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
And why not?
Flyers had an insane fucking sprint this stage, so we'll see. I mean, the problem, the other problem is like you can't just get like can't play Jamie like a kill horror AR because like I don't between Joe, Kipson, Toby, that's not exactly like elite veteran leadership.
What's a kill horror AR in today's day and age?
Well, someone like Awake that I'm not like a AR that's gonna be a fucking takeover and also shot call. You know what I'm saying? Like someone's just gonna come in and play a role. Like, and that's where Wake is good. That's why he
I honestly feel like they low-key do need a kill horror AR.
I'm just worried about like who's stepping up, like who in the moment is stepping up to make sure that we're aligned mid map.
Like Scrap's a kill horror AR. If this team had Scrap, they'd be insane.
Yeah, they had Ernie at one point with this squad. It existed, and they were able to win an event with Charlie Hicksy. Not disrespect to Charlie.
Could you imagine the pressure?
Yeah, I love Charlie. Like it spoke to how good that team was. That once they just had Charlie to do the shit they didn't want to do, it they were able to fucking win the event. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. Like I almost think like this might be crazy disrespect to Insight, but it's like I feel like. I mean, yeah, it's hard because we just watched them and conceptually they're playing the wrong way. But even, somebody like a Lunars, bro, like somebody just come in, play, because I think that guy plays kill horrors.
Listen,
yeah, I feel like they get better.
The move they should have made to fucking begin the year, bro, just put Byron Nasty on this fucking team.
Well, Nasty's
they should have done it in the offseason.
I don't know if he's just mentally checked, but he hasn't been nearly the same. But I know it's in there.
We need to start, like, when we're looking at individual players, we need to look at a team. Like, it's so much
you're
harder
right.
to perform well when your team isn't succeeding. Like, even Joe was like an absolute guarantee major one and getting like insane kill amounts, and like as soon as the team started struggling, like he hasn't been putting out, like he's still
No,
playing
you're right.
in a good way, he's still acting, like he's still being proactive about what's going on. It's just like statistically you will be hurting if your team isn't playing the game efficiently or is not succeeding, period.
No, yeah. I mean, he went from Neptune and,
we gotta stop picking players apart.
Yeah, Neptune 04, and he's looking left to right, and he's like, golly, bro. But anyways, let's move on. All right, so we got to talk about this Optic Riad match. Riad looked insanely good in this series, and I do think Riad are, if not the best, they're the top 2 overload team in the game. Their overload is insane, and we're gonna watch a little bit of it. But they win this 3-1. They end up winning triple exposure. At this point, it feels like Riad's respawn bag is really deep. Let's pull up the Riad map pool.
But they won this S&D because of some insane clutches, which I don't know how sustainable that is. It could line
Kiz
up
had
for
a
them in
couple of
Major
good
One.
ones.
Yeah, AG also had a couple good ones too. Like it could line up for them, but like the one thing is their respawn floor is high.
Their respawn floor is high.
If they figure out search, they're the Cinderella story of this event.
100%. But their overload is actually ridiculous. They're the best exposure team in the game on the season. They're 8-1 on it. On Scar, they're 4-1. And when you watch them play Scar, you'd almost want to say that they're top 2 Scar overload team in the game as well, dude. When they get into blue and they're spawn trapping you, it's difficult to get out of that. They're putting people in demons. So yeah, for them, I'm with Ben. They just got to figure out their S&D, and they'll be an absolute force.
Ben, can you do me a favor?
Yeah.
Can you use your program to spit out teams rank in each mode, like individually in each mode? Like purely off statistics, like win loss, just like.
And can do from his sheet. I also just ran out of Claude tokens. It's gonna be tough until 3 p.m.
Wait, what do you want, Ray? Say it again.
I want to know where each team ranks in each mode, like from a statistics standpoint. Like we'll just use win loss for this stage.
So there's in overload. They are second in win loss this stage, and I think Optic's got to be 1.
Right, they have to be, yes.
Yeah, Optic's 1, so 1-2. Yeah.
Okay, and what about hardpoint?
In HP, Optic's 1, and that's S&D. And HP, Optic's 1, and they're 2.
Okay, and then what about search?
Search, Optic's 1, and Riad's 11.
There you go. So that's like, and even from like a tournament standpoint, like if Riad can find a way to just like give themselves just one map there, or like probably 2, because you probably get vetoed if it's only 1. But if Riad can find a way to just like not guarantee, but at least have a good chance to win their pick and search, bro, this team's gonna be a menace at the event.
A menace. I mean, I've been in on them since stage 1. I think this team is nasty, and I think Pred deserves a shit ton of credit. His name got dragged like crazy last year, and even the beginning of this one. Dude, he's been a leader for these guys. He's been playing really good, like winning them situations. And every time you go into a listen with Riad, bro, that guy is active in the comms. And honestly, in S&D, since Kismet's put the sniper away, it's looked a lot better. The floor is just super low.
I will say it was deservedly being dragged. And just like with Brandon's situation, I know, Ray, you were involved in the beginning of that.
Yeah.
It's AG coming out of the last 2 years and understanding what he needs to do as a player and a star on this team to not only perform at his level, but to get the best out of his teammates so he can hold down his spot in this team, which I tip him for. And that is part of the reason I thought this Falcons team would really suck and be an absolute up and down so far this year. They've been pretty stable. I know they got a bad placing in Major 1, but they got a bad draw against FaZe. Like a lot of that credit does go to AG for helping establish that floor. I
think it's fun watching them because they also play the game like their own way a lot. Like they go for like in overload, particularly that's why I'm showing it. They go for like the super demon spawn traps, and it's like my preferred way to play this game mode. I know we gave a lot of credits like Optic and how they play overload, which they are amazing at the game mode, but they have players who have like unique ability, like shots. You just get to the ball, take space without being seen, and like, you know, they get away with stuff like that. This team Falcons goes for the spawn blenders, and you watch them play, and it's like you can copy it. So I think more teams will start to do that. But
Do you
yeah,
have stats? Do you have stats around their defense? Like how many points they gave up a game from
Yeah.
Major 1 to Major 2?
for Riad, how much better they
I
got
guarantee I was going to tell you the story and the point I was going to bring up
for Overload.
for Overload. Like how many points they gave up on average in Major 1 and in Major 2?
So this is Overload. So their top 4 possession time, runs per game, and their defense top 5 in possession time allowed, and then only their 4th in runs per game allowed at 10, which is actually better than Optic.
And what was that stat in Major 1?
Here, I got you. Stage 1. They are, so here we go. Possession time allowed 6, 3rd in runs, and then 6. So yeah, it's the defense is the defense has gotten better, but this comes down to, Ray, what I was just talking about, them putting teams in spawn blenders. There's just no opportunity for the other team to get out and even get to the ball, which is why their possession time's gone up so much.
I felt like offensively they are always one of the better teams, even early in the year. Like their struggles were more to me as defensively. They didn't seem to be like taking all the right routes. They were extremely passive in some of their setups, and now they seem to be like they're setting numbers on the right spot on the map, and they're quick at reading the plays because they're being proactive about taking space in those lanes.
Yeah,
like it's clean, bro. It's like honestly clean. Like Clay and the team have done a really good job of like adjusting and making the right setting the right mentalities to find success, and it's showing, bro. Like, yeah, I agree.
Having the right rules.
I think them and Optic are standout top 2 in ball right now.
Yeah, I'll throw Thieves in there for Overload as well. I think Thieves play the same like brand of Overload. I think Optic a little bit more ball centric, as you saw in possession time. Like these guys, they'll get the ball and just fucking finesse you to death. But yeah, I'm with you. I think those 3 teams kind of stand out in that game mode, and it's going to give them. They needed it, Ben, because their search is so bad. They have to be able to fall back on Overload in a series.
Yeah. I think they'll clean up the S&D with time. I think a key thing, my guess is a little bit of read was this was a mishmash of players who've never teamed before. Like there's already just not a lot of built-in chem with the squad, right? Xen and AG played last year, but like I don't even know what the vibes were like at the end of that year.
Yeah.
I'm saying how much they actually learned. You got to establish a respawn floor, and then they can kind of tackle S&D at the tail end of this. Like they're making good possession as a squad, and I will say they got a good draw on this bracket. They're on that Optic side of the bracket, and I like their matchup for the first part of the bracket. They will get that flip and have to play probably a Phaser at Thieves or Miami potentially on the turnaround if they lose to Optic. But I like their chances of like getting deep in this tournament.
Yeah, dude, we got some bangers. G2 Falcons is a really good matchup stylistically, like a search and destroy specialist team that has some shooters and respawn, and it's kind of like the opposite, right? So yeah, this should be it's gonna be a tough one to predict, but I think I will go with Falcons in that, just how G2 finished the stage. But yeah, Ben, so I saw the topic you put in here. Let's bring this up. So who do we think is the top 4 going into the major? Let's start with you, Ben. Can you give me your top 4? And I want you to order it.
Optic, Miami. As far as like chances of making top 4, because really like but Miami, it's like they haven't yet made a finals of team. So do I put like other teams if they make the top 4 above them and getting a final? Maybe, but odds of getting top 4, Optic, Miami, and then I probably have to go FaZe then Thieves. I'm out on Gentlemates. I'm out on Toronto. I think Falcons may just be just on the edge of that because of search, just because of the S&D issue. Like maybe they can find a way to 3-1, take 3 respawns. I'm just skeptical with the way their S&D is, but I could see it. If their S&D, they can just take S&D in a series. It's doable. That's the 4 I got.
Like I said earlier, I think it's just they just need like if they can find a way to win their pick, then it gives them a good chance. Like you don't. Obviously, like let's just put it in front. Like they're gonna have a hard time adjusting and winning both searches in a series the way they're saying now. But if they can just find comfort into 2 maps and just guarantee that they're always comfortable and have a good chance to win their own pick, then that gives them a good chance for it because they're just that good in respawn right now.
What happened in the FaZe Riad series? I don't remember because I feel like FaZe should give Riad problems the way they played. Yeah, they got 3-1 in that one. That's a tough one for Riad if they end up having to play FaZe because FaZe are one of the teams that love Blackheart Colossus. And they're really good at S&D. So yeah, I mean a lot of this shakes up to brackets, but
Falcons are good at Blackheart now. Like
yeah,
Falcons
they are.
Beat them
they square for both teams. Yeah.
Wait, did they beat them? Oh yeah, they beat FaZe.
FaZe beat them in the event. FaZe beat them in the event.
They beat them in the event.
I'll just talk major 2.
Falcons beat them in the stage.
But that's kind of what I'm saying. Like teams that'll square up on those maps kind of puts them. and a combo that are good at S&D kind of puts Riad in a tough spot. But I like Riad. I think they're going to make a Sunday this event. But before I give my 4, Ray, what's your top 4?
Optic, Thieves. Bro, it'd be hard to take Miami out of it, to be honest, especially with the bracket.
I don't have Miami in my top 4. I don't know, people are going to slam me
But
for
really,
it.
show me what's the route? Who'd like if Miami's toughest match will be round 2.
Yeah, I think they're just going to lose this
yeah.
matchup. I think they're going to lose the matchup first, and I think that this is a tough one. Like if Ravens upset Gentlemates, I think it's also a tough match for Miami.
Dude, I've been so like underrating Miami to this point. I feel like I don't know. Just my gut says I'll go Optic, Thieves, and I'm actually gonna go Falcon and FaZe, to be honest.
Yep, that's my top 4 as well.
If there's a way for the bracket to make sense for that, right? Like there's potential that the bracket doesn't make sense for that. They just
And if you click the link I did, not to plug this little tool I built this week, there's a brackets tab and it will play out the whole bracket for you based on the sim, and so you can see how the flips and all that.
Pull this up.
It's annoying to me that Miami still kind of stands as a, like, I don't know, they still feel like a dark horse to me, but they're still like, they're obviously showing up. They're a good team. They've won a lot of matches.
So
like,
my take on Miami is going to sound like a hater, but like, I feel like, dude, Carolina low key showed the blueprint. They put the teach tape out in S&D. Jiggle peek every lane. The one super's not in, bang that shit. Or bang all of them at once. Bang all of them at once. And it worked, dude. And then I also think about Miami, all the Scar and Den success. They were all 4 and for 3 weeks in the middle of this split, just caught all 4 fire. Like legit. And we were talking about that. Like everybody's shooting. And it's just hard to do that for like 7-8 weeks straight, like Optic has. But even with Optic, like they play such good team ball. It doesn't even require a ton of kills every time for them to win. Right. Miami, when they played Carolina, another team that's top 4 team KD, they struggled in the respawns. Like they ended up winning 2, but there was like a 4-point win on the Blackheart in a match that like Miami should have ran away with. So I have concerns about Miami, and I in my head I can validate them based on how I watch them. So I get what people would be against me in that. But Ben, how's this work?
Go to bracket. And I'm still tweaking the algo on this, but it's more just a visual at the top of the screen, top middle of the screen. Yeah, it just shows you like it runs a sim. Okay. It just shows you that flip, and it's like it's interesting because again, it just we've talked about it with the way the league is and the way these brackets draw. Like if you get dropped down and win in the winners round 2, and the flip side of the bracket happens, like good teams are going to get top 6. Like you're gonna have a good team, cooking team get top 6 to get a top 4. It just is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
So it's impossible for both Thieves, FaZe, and Riad to get top 4, right?
Yeah, because they would play each other down here.
Because they play each other in top 6. So there you go. The top 4 is already messed up. So then I would definitely put Miami in top 4.
Yeah, because Miami, I think Miami will beat Mini if this is how it shakes up. So yeah, then. Yep. So all those 5 teams, and then Miami, LAT, FaZe.
Yeah.
Hey, this is interesting, bro. This is gonna be fun. I mean, even the storylines are cool. Like the one team that beat Optic is, if assuming they win, they'll be playing them winners round 2. The Miami FaZe matchup, was that a good one? This split, I don't remember.
Yeah, real quick, hit the gear wheel and put the gear wheel in the top right of this window. If you go back and put Halloween theme on, it'll make it a little bit more readable.
Oh, nice. This is really cool. Did you make this?
Yeah, I've been making this a week on stream. I've just been using Claude like 4 days straight to make this. It's been fun. But I'm really excited for this event, to your point, because it's just going to be the way the losers bracket will play out is going to lead to some crazy midday and day matches on Saturday when we get to have final top 4.
Just based on how this major have gone, like maybe for the exception of the play-ins, even the Carolina Mates match, you could probably argue that's going to be pretty close. But the Toronto Vancouver match should not be. I feel like every other match in this whole event is going to be hard to predict the winner. Maybe for the exception of Texas in the early games, but nobody else in the league has shown the consistency through this stage of being able to win matches left and right. It's
you're right.
Every team has had their highs and their lows. You could argue that Thieves have made some good progress in terms of how to go about playing the game, which should put him a step above some of the teams. Riad's been extremely
And
good at
even
respawn.
the bottom
Like,
teams,
so many
Ray,
good storylines.
they have players who are like getting better too, right? Like Kremp looks good. Like you look at Carolina, it's like Lurks looks good. Toronto, Kips is frying. Like there's just good players everywhere right now. So I'll be honest,
It's fun, bro. It's awesome.
I've been in COD a long time. I'm excited as hell for this event. I don't get hyped for events like that as much anymore, chat, because it's just so many events. But like I'm hyped for this event. Great format. All right, but let's keep it pushing. It is time for the call-ins, bro. We got to move to the stage, boys.
Can I address something in chat first? People are like bringing up like, Ray, like when we were talking about the roster earlier, Ray, you've dropped players before. You've dropped these guys. I want to make sure everyone understands that, like, I mean, I'm going to assume this is how other teams do it as well. But even though I was in a stance of like a coach and a general manager, there's never a decision I'm making, or I would assume there's never a decision general managers and teams are making solely based on one person's take. Like to me, I've always been huge on the team aspect of things. Like a team makes a decision. If the players and the coaches and the GM, whatever you want to do, align on a thought process, then you make a change. But if there's not a full alignment, you don't make changes. It's not just based on one person. It's like it's a collective team aspect. Because again, if you make, let's say the general manager makes a change, the players aren't into it, then if the players aren't into it, then they're the ones that have to play with a new player. Like it's pointless. Like you're never going to.
There have been exceptions to the rule though. There have been times, even Optic have done it. There are times where, because the players can't come into agreement, staff and players can come to agreement, someone needs to come over the top and just kind of makes that call. And that's just the rare edge scenarios where it just has to happen. But the way you're saying it is the way it should get played out 9 out of 10 times.
Yeah. All right, let's move to the stage, boys. I'm gonna drag you guys.
Yeah.
Guys, join up for the call-ins. This jingle.
I'm gonna run the bathroom real quick.
I'm always vibing with that jingle, bro. That shit starts playing. It's jiggy.
Hey Ray, welcome to the CoDCast. What's your question today, right? I don't know what my question is.
Let me invite Ben's using the bathroom. I'm gonna invite the first guy in here.
Yeah.
Good afternoon, gentlemen.
That's the link,
hello.
chat. Join up. What's up, brother? Frankie Mojo, you're back.
Yeah, man. You guys have
We
been
have some
having me on
return
a lot.
callers, bro. We
Thanks,
have some
man.
return callers. I like it.
Yeah, man. Yeah. All right. Well, it kind of fits that Ben's out because this first question's more for Ray specifically. Anyway, so
What's
that
up,
kind of
boss?
works out. So I feel like this is actually a good question to ask now that we're going into the major. I want to know like what typically is the split that the amount of time a CDL team will spend on VOD for themselves, for example, like they want to fix a P4 on Den or whatever, versus VOD to scout out other teams.
Oh, great question.
So my sauce, and I'm saying sauce as in like my recipe for success, is most of the scrims and how you go about through the stage is very personal, as in I'm focusing on how I can play the game most efficiently that will work in most situations. And then going into an event, the days leading up to the match or during an event, typically it's like the day before, you'll start scouting out and preparing for team specifically, where like I'll prepare a list of things that kind of stand out as this team does differently than others, and where we can find advantages to how they go about certain things. And that kind of typically what goes into it. It's not like I'm not really actively like, okay, like early in the stage, we know Optic's gonna be finals. If we're the second best team, we'll probably Optic. I'm gonna start thinking about it now. It's very more focused on your play through the stage, and then as you get into the event, I'll start focusing on individual teams to prepare my team to certain mentalities. Like I'll just use an example. Like it was last year against Thieves. We in the losers bracket of the champs event where we beat them. We decided to play red card hardpoint, which was their basically guaranteed win all season. But that's one map that I had been preparing my team to play in a way that beats them because they were the best at it, right? So it's like in ways that we were struggling or not being as efficient as they were, we fixed our ways so that we were on par. And then going into the event the night before, and you maybe even lean up before that, we were specifically preparing for some of the mentality and some of the ways they went about things that seem to be consistent. So like I'll just use an example. I mean, you'll have to remember this to like really know, but their ways of going about rotating P1 and P2, every time they had old P1, it was either Paco or, I mean, it's mostly Paco, honestly. They would try and pinch around the back to stage. They would go around through P3 and then go to stage and try and break you that way rather than try and play the rotation straight forward from their side. They would try and pinch you around, which is something we were prepared for, which was really easy to shut down as long as you were expecting it. So in that same way, I think that answers your question, but in the same way of every other team, every team kind of has some kind of like ways they go about certain things that seem to repeat themselves. As a coach, to me, it was like the main thing I would go for is like find those things and try and prepare my team to them.
And a little bit of a caveat after that. Do you think that might be why we're seeing C9 steal some S&Ds from some mid-pack teams? Do you think it's because there's actually not a lot of VOD on C9 that teams can go into and check out and scout out because they're all just a bunch of like new guys, challengers teams? And meanwhile, for C9, it's the opposite. They have all the VOD in the world to scout out and do their research on. Do you think that's
definitely doesn't
why they're
hurt.
seeing success?
It's possible, but C9 are also, those guys were also good search players and challengers.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's not like the only factor, of course, but I'm wondering like how big of a factor it actually is. You know what I mean?
I don't necessarily think it's too much factor. It definitely helps, right? Like the less people have on you and the more you have on them is never going to hurt you. I think to Ben's point, like these guys are extremely good search players and they're very aggressive in how they play. Like they play really like, it's almost, I don't want to say careless, but you play with nothing to lose when you're a team like that, especially
They take a lot of risks.
Like, yeah, they take a lot of risks, and it's extremely annoying to play against for another team. Like when you play a team like that.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I'm saying. Like there might be some like lazier mid-pack teams that are like, these guys are C9. Like we don't really need to do research on them. And that might be why
that's for sure. That for sure plays a factor. Yeah. If you guys see that match next day,
it might be.
It definitely shouldn't, but
it should not be. You
Y'all
should treat
think
everyone the same.
that first match you said what Gentlemates started 3-0? You think they were watching C9 like getting ready for that? No way.
Exactly.
You probably couldn't because that was like their first match.
At the same time, that early on, did they really have that much VOD on them in the first place? You know what I mean?
No,
like,
that's a huge factor. But it's not the VOD thing, man. It's just playing against them. You know, these guys scrim each other every day, so you can kind of get a gist of like little things that they do.
Oh, yeah.
So it's also kind of probably just playing against them too.
I think one more thing I can add to your question, your original question as well, is I think the one of the things that separates the good teams and the good staff of teams to the other teams is their ability to dissect that VOD and takes the things that they think the other team won't change. Because there's a lot of metagame that goes on, especially later in the year, about like, okay, well, we've done this 20 times now. They're probably expecting this. We probably need to change our ways because they will adapt. And some teams are very big on playing against what the other team does. And some teams aren't. Some teams will stick to their guns and just say, this is the way I should be playing. This is the way that works for us. We're going to do this, even if they know we're going to do it. So there's a lot of like mind games and chess games that go on behind the scenes later in the year when there's a lot of like, because later in the year is obviously the most like, there's the most documented way of what the team has done so far. So, but early in the season, it's kind of hard. Like right now, I would say we're entering that part of where certain things start stabilizing. But we're not quite there yet.
The meta shifting for sure.
Yeah, we're not quite there yet though. Like even like if we look at Thieves, for example, like if you're trying to VOD watch Thieves, like they've played very drastically different in their last few matches than they have before. So you don't really have a big sample size to go about how they've been going. So then you don't like that's a team that'd be really wary about really looking at VOD and be like, this is exactly how we expect them to do things. I would suggest that it probably isn't. So that's almost an advantage for them in a way.
Also, a lot of shit changes early in an S&D map. Like your first two strats work, like it changes the whole way the rest of that map's played out. You got that.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but I have a feeling, and it might just become complete speculation, but I feel like Miami does a lot of scouting. Because a good example is like when they were playing Den Hardpoint against Optic, they were pinching every single life, and then Den Hardpoint again against Toronto, all of a sudden they weren't moving. Like the only explanation I have for that is that they were just scouting both teams and went into it with a completely different like approach.
Potentially,
assessment. Good viewership from you right there.
Yo, thanks for the question, Frankie.
Yeah.
No problem, man. Y'all have a good
Go
one.
back, Frankie. Every week we're expecting a question out of you.
Yo, our boy Frankie's like staring at the mini map, dude, trying
Yeah,
to
I
draw
love that.
parallels
Love that,
game to
Frankie.
game. Hold on now.
Love that,
Frankie.
Frankie.
I'd say that.
That's Tier 1 viewing experience right there.
Yeah, he said, maybe this is something they saw. What a stark difference. Love
What a guy.
that.
What a guy.
Yeah, that was a good question. Really good one. What up, J-Dog?
Yo, what's good, man? Thank you for having me on again.
Yeah,
What's up, dude?
No
welcome back.
problem.
Sorry, I'm on my phone. I just got a new PC today. So I
Hey,
might
hell
see this.
yeah.
Dude, look, Best Buy sucks.
I was weird on that.
My question is about mid-game like changes in like S&D. Okay, how often, like, have you ever had to tell somebody just no? Like, have you ever heard like a dumb call and you're
Yeah.
like, we're about to lose the map because you're retarded? Sorry. But do you think like TJ Haley's doing that on the surge?
What?
Like, do you think they're calling something and like TJ's like, if we do that, we're about to lose the map?
Well, it's probably not like that.
But-
Usually, if you have to say no to somebody, you're in a tough spot already. But yeah, you definitely have to do that.
Like, do you have to
Yeah,
go
but
through this or you don't
their
go
issue is
him?
not search though. Like I don't think it's like search strats is like Vancouver's issue. I think Vancouver's issue is systemically they're just built to never. The way that camp is set up is not knowing those players' tendencies to be a hardworking team that's going to progress quicker than other squads. And if they're not just fundamentally just all on the same page or understand the game, they're just going to fall behind teams, and that's why their overload's been terrible. They haven't been able to adapt to it. That's why, they have some strong hardpoint maps, but they have a lot of other weak ones in the pool. I think using the S&D example with them is just, that's not the main issue with their team.
To
I'm not talking
answer
about
your-
search. I'm talking about overall, like
Yeah.
any team.
To answer
Yeah.
your question, like there are going to be some shot calls and some decisions players take sometimes that are not always the best. It always has a
Yeah.
chance to work if the team does it together, though.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like where you run into problems is if there's someone shot calling something and you don't agree with it,
And you're not bought
and then
in.
you decide to go about your own way and you're not bought in there. Like, here you go, Ant. But if you don't, like, if something is called, you have to try and respect it and in trying to do it, even if it's not the most efficient thing. If you do
Yeah.
it as a team, it always has a chance to work.
Then at what point do you finally like tell them like do you like in the middle of the round like let's
Here,
not
let
do
me
that.
take this.
That always
So,
comes from practice. That's in practice, bro.
Yeah.
That's always in practice.
so you'll weed that out early on, and that player will just generally like go about, I'm not going to really call plays as much anymore. And you'll figure out who has like a success rate in that. But like typically when somebody calls a play, right, it's from something they saw. Like say we have like a base strat on a raid offense, and like wherever my guy is water saw something he thinks we can exploit and he calls it, we're kind of all going to be on page with it, right? And kind of play around what he saw and et cetera, right? So it's just what Ray said, in practice, you'll just get those reps down, and it's rare, but it's happened before where I'm like, I don't think we should do that. You know what I mean? It's going to put me in a tough spot, and then you just kind of adjust from there. But the high end teams probably don't deal with that as much, but yeah, teams that are under practice will sometimes deal with that.
Yeah. Do you guys think Snoopy's still calling calls?
Do we think what?
Snoopy is still calling shots?
I think
I don't know.
it's hard to speculate on that, bro.
Yeah.
We just don't know.
Thanks for the question, though,
All
J
right.
Dog.
Thank you. I hope you
Oh, I moved him out a little quick.
Guys, if you come in, because we have a lot of people with their hands up, just you can get one question to follow up, but we'll just try to make space for other people. that are
Yeah.
also calling in.
What up, H?
That's your T1 question.
What's up, guys? Thanks for having me back.
Welcome back.
I've got a question for you. So this isn't a lead-in, I swear. This is just a general question. I know for a long time people say, S&D wins championships, quote unquote, more or less. Do you guys agree with that? Not agree with it?
Yes.
It's a big part into success. Yes.
Okay, and I thought that's what you were going to say. So my question is, I understand like scrimming search can be not fun for them, also difficult because Ray, I'm sure you can attest to this. You don't want to give away your best strats in a meaningless nothing, weeks before a major or all of this. But I'm looking at the standings right now, and if you compare the whole year search and destroy to the top six, there's a clear comparison, as we're saying, between search and the teams that perform better. At least generally, there has to be other ways these teams can go about getting practice. Challengers teams, something, because again, sorry not to butt in on my own question. I hear you guys talk a lot about mid-game situations, round situationals. Of course, COD has always been like that, which to me doesn't sound like something you so much need to be prepared for. It's just reps. It's reps on reps on reps, and a lot of these guys just aren't even getting them from what I can see to you guys.
So
I think it's more
I'll
right.
take this one. There's a few things here. First off, teams, at least maybe this year is different. I would assume it's not. JP in the chat can address this, but typically your scrim week goes first set's a respawn set, second set's a best of, which means you're playing search in your second set. More often than not, you're playing all modes against your second set team in a day, which means you're getting reps in. Your schedule and your scrim schedule is based off your weekly matches coming up. So let's say I'm playing Miami Optic this weekend. I'm not going to be scrimming my Optic in that week leading up to it to ensure that I'm not giving away things and showing things that I don't want to show, which hurts your practice and theirs practice as well.
For sure.
Thirdly, yeah, like to a certain extent, there's a lot of like the situational stuff. Yeah, it's kind of not the easiest to practice, but in reps, you do get it. Like I do feel like you're undermining a little bit the amount of reps that these teams do get in search. Like there's a lot of and then matches obviously are going to be your best rep for search for sure. But there's a lot more reps. I think obviously you play more respawn, I'd say, but there are a lot of S&D reps going on, and the teams that feel like are lacking behind will typically get a third set, even if it's against an AM team, just so they can get their own reps. The one part that's caveat to this is that there are teams that have a difficulty in using those S&D reps to get better because they feel like the other team isn't playing them in a way a match will be played.
For sure.
But at the end of the day, like that's fair. You're never going to get the same pressure, like unless these teams put a little money on it, which again, you won't nor speak to that. But there's always going to be a difference in practice. But I think the way you take your practice is what's the most important. Like if a team is focused on getting better, and even like you could do a strategy that you feel will work in a match and didn't work in a scrim because this team did something that they would probably do in a match, then it's for you to be able to realize that and theorize against it and just know that this is actually a good strat. We should use this and work on this. Yeah, I think
but there's also teams that go ahead, Ben. Go ahead.
No, you go first and I'll go last.
I was gonna say there's also teams that rely heavily on tactical advantage and teams that don't. And to be honest, and Ray, JP, some other coaches won't agree. Some coaches will agree. Some players either got it or they don't got it when it comes to S&D, and it has to be in the system. Like the system has to be A1 for their search to look good, and that some of it boils down to that. I don't care how many search scrims you have. Like sometimes you either got it or you don't in the situationals in S&D. And that plays a huge factor. So yeah, some of these teams that might not have the tactical advantage, they're gonna look terrible. But really, the teams that are really good at respawn, like a Riad, or you think about like a Gentlemates, they need like 2 search maps that are locked down for them, and then they'll be fine, right? So it's different for each team in terms of practice. Like there's just only so much you could do in that game mode, in my opinion.
Let me add on two things real quick, because Ray won't want to talk about it. It's fine. Like there are players that definitely put money on practice to get a little bit of incentive.
I mean, they need to.
Well, they don't need to, but they do it for either their own personal motivational reasons or what have you. The second thing, and I've had this convo for like I've had this conversation for a while about like, is the way teams go about S&D practice optimal? Because you're treating it as, it's 1st to 6 like you would in a real match, but should the approach be a bit more like you would if a CS team was scrimming against another team in Counter-Strike? Like I think there's other ways that you could approach S&D scrims that I think would allow for you to have room to try more stuff, limit tests, but not totally waste the other team's time. At the same point.
Without going on a tangent here and us going off the cliff, bro, it's just like search is so bare bones now compared to what it once was. Like there's just only so many things you can do. It's like we have like minor like variation to like the same like base strat. Like on raid, like, all right, we're gonna go A and plant. That's the end goal. Like, how are we gonna get there? There's like 4 ways we can get to that spot. Like 3 ways maybe. Like it's just not.
You're right, Ant. You're right 100%. But as Ben likes to call out righteously on stream a lot of times, like players like Xnid are just like, there are certain things that are clearly teams are consistently doing wrong. It's not like, oh, a guy just can't make a situational. It's like, no, literally on every round A on raid, we have been first blooded. Like, and teams don't make changes. So when you look at a team like Falcons, like search and destroy is
the only
disagree. Thing holding them back right now from being a top.
No, I disagree. I think yesterday, like watching them in that match, the raid, the base strats that they came out with were awesome. Like the one where they pushed up bottom
You're right,
laundry,
that was better.
laying down. Did you see the nade where they double naded rings? So like most people will trophy the white truck. Well, they sent Pred to mid pit with a frag, and they had Kismet where he usually plays side laundry, and they double naded inside the ring to get 2 kills. Like they had some awesome base strats, but what happens late in rounds, you either got it or you don't got it sometimes. And that's what it comes down to in S&D. You can have all the base strats in early rounds that you want. So, I mean, that's when you're practicing search, that's what you're practicing for. And that's what those guys are trying to get better at. It's not like, you know, some of their base strats to work on, but it's like later in the round, how are we adjusting and reacting to what the team's giving us?
For sure. And sorry, I know you guys don't like second question. Just real quick, Ray, you can even answer this as I go.
Yeah,
I'm curious as also how much teams watch VOD on specifically search. I feel like that could just be a huge. If you're all on the same page about things, then it's massive. But yeah, sorry. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Pre-game is yes, like again, if I'm going to a tournament this weekend or even a match like against a specific team, I'm looking at like obviously you have an understanding of what maps you're probably going to play against that team, and then you go into the match looking at what can give you an edge.
What to exploit, right?
I think the best approach is how they do it in pro sports too. Whether a player is involved with the initial part of this process or not depends on the squad. But we're watching the VOD, we're making a game plan, we're making clips, and those clips are then reviewed as a team. We're distilling it down the most simple as possible so that information can be retained quickly and be instantly thought of once you get in the match.
Yeah, sometimes strats are as simple as like, yo, I don't want to use anybody's name, but like, yo, this player plays A, bang that shit. like seriously, like that's sometimes how we think about it. And then if he's not there, then we know, all right, then he's at B, bang that shit. All right, yo, next question. Tedward, what up, dude? Welcome.
Hey boys, thanks so much for taking my question. So my question's more about just tournament formats. We've been doing this for 6 years now. How are we still having one and dones on land?
Bro, they just played 11 matches.
I understand, but it's all online. Most of us can agree at this point land is better than not. And even I'm not even talking about just with COD. Every other esports, I watch Apex, I watch CS, I watch Rocket League. All of them do like this pre thing going into lands. No one else does one and dones.
Is that true? Because I'm pretty sure GSL format is.
I'm confused. Wait, you're talking about? Are you saying like the LAN event has a pre that?
Yes, like they have a pre to play to get into. Do you play to get into the LAN and then
to get in the major? But isn't that the equivalent of our online matches?
Yeah, it's exactly what it is.
Yes, but then once you get to LAN itself, you don't just play one match and you're done.
Yeah, but it depends on the. You say so you're okay. Give me an example, like for CS, like you're saying, like with CS, where you have the group stage in the small room, and then you're going to the big arena with the 4 teams, but then they play single.
Yeah, that's what's happening with CS right now.
Well, your issue is it's like it is a bit of a format thing, but it's also an economic thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like don't compare Riad Esports to everything else because they just have way more money. CS has insane money that gets flown around the TO operation there just because of the revenue. I like you just got to be mindful of the setups. I'm not the biggest fan of the way the 12-team bracket runs, and I think we would all agree we'd love a day one group stage. At least minimum you're playing 1 to 3 games. But to Ray's point, like it's not like we're not having an iterative format feeding in that does rank teams coming in.
Hey, what's wrong with what's wrong with this format? You got smoked throughout the stage. Gentlemates are 4-7. You think they deserve to have like they should be in a play-in spot? Like this is how it works.
But with this tournament, it's a little bit different because it's only 10. With the 12-team tournament specifically, one change I think would make it so much better would be instead of having 8 in winners and then you start off in losers, you reward the top 4 teams where they get a bye into that first round, and then you have the bottom 8 play. The winners go to winners, the losers go to losers, and then it's a true double elimination tournament.
We tried that in the past, and I don't think it hit as well as you think it did. We had the single and the double buys, and it was listen. I think the problem is that at the end of the day, like I think we'd all rather see an old MLG format with the group stage. And you would use the online or mini lands and studio lands as like a seeder for how those groups will work.
Bro.
But assuming you don't do that, like this is, I'm not saying this specific weekend's event format because I think Major 2 is very much a test to see if this is, they've been trying to, we all know they've been trying this. This format has been floated around in league circles since Modern Warfare 2019 as a test. This is the first year they've tried it in 7 years, right? But like they're a little hemmed in by like some of the requirements
Bro,
they have,
Ben,
and with that total rethink, you know.
and you've floated this idea before. All the teams, basically all the teams are in Dallas. The last 4 teams that aren't there, get your ass to Dallas and just play your matches in the same place. So you guys are playing your matches on land. So this isn't even like a problem. Like, if these guys were playing like locally in the league matches, it'd be so much better. I think it would just eliminate that.
Yep.
I just think, listen, though, if you don't want to do the Dallas thing for political reasons, where the ESL face it in the league or whatever, there's an even simpler thing. Like, you can still have online matches. When we run these minors, it just culminates in a smaller team land. Like, you have a mix of online stuff and studio lands that creates an overall ranking system. You then use to seed the pro-am tournaments that happen at majors, and like, you know, like that will just give you, to your point, like, you're not going to get one and dones. You're going to get fair groups. You probably won't see as many upsets as you think, but you will see top teams struggle if they have a bad Friday in those formats, and maybe some stuff happens.
Thank you for the question, though.
You know, we'll see what happens if we ever get to that.
Appreciate that.
What up, chatter?
What's up? Appreciate you guys for taking my question. I'm gonna keep it kind of short. It's for everybody. I'm a big stats guy. In terms of the CoDcaster, what would, for each of you, what would be a stat you'd like to see implemented into the just showing in general
in CoDcaster?
I have a great example answer for this.
Go ahead.
In the realm of AI we have now, I'm begging Call of Duty for this. We have enough data, I think, that exists out there in the way this game is played, that you could find a way at the Activision level to judge expected kills and expected deaths based on where you square on the map and when you square. Like, I think showing some kind of ability to see, like, if a player is overperforming, underperforming, the ways they're challenging or playing gunfights would be really interesting to me. But that's, I think, a fairly advanced topic. And, you know,
I'm a big chess guy. I love playing chess in my time, and I love the expected win bar. I don't know what to call it. I don't know if you ever watched chess, but there's basically a bar that tells you who is winning without the game
win probability.
yeah.
Win probability.
They do that in the NFL too.
Moves.
Yeah,
that'd be actually super cool
That'd
to
be
watch
fire.
in COD. Like it can, and obviously it doesn't just, the score isn't the only reason. It's like the positions you have on the map, like the expectancy of coming back in a game. Like, I think that'd be cool to watch in real time. Obviously that's probably a big undertaking in terms of like teaching the system to know how to react to things, but that'd be pretty cool, I think.
Yeah, but this is like, again, this is like, if you're Microsoft and you're trying to push Copilot, which, if you know anything about Copilot, the interesting thing is it uses all the different LLMs. You just select the one, it ties in a lot of their product. I think they're going to make Copilot more built into Windows over time. But like, this is an easy integration for the league on like a Copilot segment or Copilot blending under the CoDcaster to do this advanced analysis. Like, it would be cool. Formula One does it with AWS. Like, the NFL does it with AWS. Like, I think it'd be interesting.
A simpler one though. Chat said it, and I agree. Just please put damage. That would be like instantly be.
That's true.
Awesome, easy throw in. But yeah, win probability is really cool, and the broadcast could do it too. Like, we don't even have to have like in the CoDcaster having that. Like, that'd be sweet.
Do you feel like it'd be too noisy up top if we had a damage though? Like, I don't know if you
No, you just have a switch over. Like, you can have it where it shows scoreboard, but then you switch over where it shows damage. So you know what I mean?
Gotcha.
Like,
this is more. The scoreboard needs more iterative looks. Like, you can still keep the real estate, but you can still throw different views. Like, for example, one thing that I mentioned earlier this weekend was that situation that happened in Falcons and Optic map 4, where Exon was sitting in the corner and a pop Mewfield when Optic threw down a streak, and they had no idea he was in the corner.
We didn't know.
Yeah, but like, we didn't know in the CoDcaster if he had popped it or not.
like if we put a red circle around him on the mini map, Ben, or something, you know what I mean? Shit like that. Yeah. Or like if a guy's streaking and it shows it.
Doesn't CS do this where they show the smoke on the minimap?
Yeah.
Tax return, like that. Just small things. Like, there's a lot of like quality of life, like little additions they can make left and right. But I think the big one would be the bar for me.
But the problem is, unfortunately, I think Bnox was a studio that was handling a lot of the CoDcaster. They got hella people laid off about 2 or 3 years ago. And I don't know how much of that's been backfilled, and that maybe lead to, or explain why some of the CoDcaster bugs that existed for so long, unfortunately, in the game.
I have one more thing. My thought, the one thing that I would like to see added to like the end of game scoreboard is maybe 3 separate columns, and it separates how much damage you put into each kill. So, for example, say you have 10 kills that you basically killed the person from 100 HP to 0 HP, and then you have another column where it's like 75 to 50,
like 10 fulls,
and then 50 and below.
yeah. That'd be
like
sweet
3 different
too.
columns that show how much you're doing.
That's
Like you're not just getting everybody one shot and just getting a kill.
It would be nice. Again, I think unfortunately, where the Call of Duty business is at, they're just prioritizing generating revenue. And unless there's somebody who's heading the whole business unit that's willing to just explore these like fun at projects that use developer time to just do.
Well, there's a
cool
whole
visual
team
stuff
that works on CoDCaster. Like there's a whole team.
I'm aware, but they have this is the problem, a bug in future triage. Like they're just going to prioritize the stuff that generates some revenue. These changes don't generate them revenue. So unless you can have somebody at the head of it that could say, well, let's do this because the quality of life improvement's worth it.
Show me some badges in
visual angle.
CoDCaster. Let me see like a 4-piece that shit go, whatever, the Fury kill. Like you know what I mean? Like, or if a guy's on a 5+ streak, like put a glow around him on the mini map. Like that goes crazy, bro. You know what I mean? Like that was dope to me, right? Yeah, like somebody's on a 5 streak. Like,
are so sick, bro.
Make their shit start glowing on the mini maps. You're like, yo, 5 is moving. Who is that? Paco? Yeah, like. All right. Thanks, Chatter.
Thanks.
I want to see tax too. I feel like we don't like that isn't projected in any way now. Like we don't see the total max tax thrown by a team. Like it's just JP just said it too. Like
we're taxed by player because there are some players in the league that don't throw fucking grenades, and we tilt all the time on the watch party about it. Like, brother,
like it'd be cool, like just getting tack damage. Like how many times your stun hit and how much damage you did your nades. Because it's nice to throw them, but if you're not actually hitting anything, then it's fucking pointless too.
Yeah, I mean, even in search, we could show like imagine in early round search, like it's a setting you turn on like tack trails where you can see shit flying through the sky. Like, bro, that would go crazy.
Here's a frustrating thing. JP's in the chat, and I think he can back me up on this. By Cold War, there was a Google Big Data, Google Cloud backend to the league where, unless games were bugged, you could basically see information like that. You'd be able to query the database, and you could like theoretically get info on that. But I don't know if that feature still exists. I don't know if that API is still active or what happened with all that.
All right, we got the next guy in here, Jack the Hobo. What up?
Hello. This is, I don't know how much BENJ you can answer this, but what is the mentality of something like, Envoy didn't have a good past season, and so like
I'll be right back.
How do you like come back from that for like I don't know if Birmingham would be considered like a massive major, but still it is an important tournament. Like how do you reset for that?
Saying like specific to like Dill, using like
Well, I'm just using him as an example because I mean like 04, like you
did Dill win 2 majors last year?
Well, I mean he did, but that's like what's like with me with him. I do like Envoy, but it's how do you reset so that you can come for the major and be like, I can put this past online qualifiers behind me.
I mean, it just depends on what your eval process is.
I just ran back. Why are you asking Ben this question?
Yeah. No, I did. I said I don't think he can answer it.
They ain't never had no damn bad online stage and had to go perform.
Well, that's why I said I was trying to say like
I'll be right back, bro.
Watching cycling for God's sake.
I was trying my best, man. I was about to speak. Go ahead, Ann, if you want to talk on this.
No, he walked away again.
Look, it depends on what your individual eval and your team eval process is, right? Like, what's your support structure as an individual, right? Every pro's got friends. Coaches may be part of that friend group. Family members might be part of that friend group. Like, how do you, outside of your team environment, deal with the emotions and the frustrations and negative energy that's coming from the current team situation and turn that into like positive reinforcement and ego and like drive? And then within the team situation, how do your teammates lift you up when you're really struggling? It just kind of depends on every team. Some teams are much better equipped to be able to help a teammate in this situation. Some are just mercenary teams. Everybody's trying to keep their league spot, and you're not necessarily going to get that help.
Okay, because so when you like a surge,
bro,
like
I can answer this question.
Yeah, okay,
bro. When you have like a bad online stage, it's only going to continue to get worse unless your teammates 100% have your back. To what Ben said, like if your teammates in a late night call talking to somebody else, you get word of it, bro, you're just going to continue to get slammed. Your teammates have to have your back like 100% and try to enable you. and you have to be able to vocalize like what's going wrong to where like you're putting up a stinker, right? And just focus on like, yo, if we fix this, I think I'll start to play better. And then if you actually like are committed and you follow through and they listen to you and you still getting shit on, that's where people get dropped, right? So as long as the team is supporting and you're actively doing stuff to like try to improve, you can snap out of it. It only takes like a match, especially for a guy like Envoy. But yeah, I mean, you need a lot of teammate support.
Yeah.
Thanks for the question.
That was hilarious, bro.
I thought my answer was
I had
good,
to bring
though.
the cycling.
I thought my answer was good though, you know? Like,
Yeah, you're solid. You're good.
What up, Atan? What's your Abby, bro?
Yo, it was good. That's a JJK character.
Let's go. I can't really see. Is that Megami?
Yeah, it is. It is.
Oh, hell yeah, brother.
Yeah, so my question is kind of going off what the last guy said. Like, if Gentlemates bomb out of Major 2 and they like look awful, do you guys think they should drop Envoy or do you think they should stick it out? Because he's been like a liability. Like,
I don't know,
a massive
dude.
one.
He'll get swooped
that
immediately.
He'll get swooped, but like we don't know what's going on in the room. They have lost 7 of the last 8. They get to a point where they don't think they can physically win with Dell, and they think Major 1 was just our early energy, and it's just gotten away.
Who are you gonna pick up,
it's
bro?
just hard.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's the thing. Like, but like, I don't know if they can continue with him because like the dude just is not consistent anymore.
Bro,
Do you feel like the team isn't playing the way the team is playing, or do you feel like the team is still playing the same way and Dill's just not playing up to par?
I think I see Neptune frying all the time. Ghosty is still really good.
Sib's inconsistent as hell.
No, but like Sib is still like good. It's just like Envoy is just by far the worst one, so he stands out the most.
I mean, you're saying that purely because you look at the stats, right? Like you don't.
No, it's not just stats. Like some of the decisions he makes just doesn't make sense. Like on that raid S&D, he was literally playing brain dead.
You tell me when he banged pillars?
Yeah,
it's because his teammate died immediately too. Like his teammate really ran out ring and died. Bro, they're getting 1-6-2-6. Like they're not even getting to like round 11.
Not even close.
Like it's not.
I will say this. I'm very surprised that Gentlemates didn't try something that FaZe tried and Thieves tried, and they didn't pick up a player to be a substitute player when things were struggling a little bit this stage. Maybe they did, and they just haven't announced it. But that would be like
they
the
just
first
won.
move I would do.
I'm not surprised at
they
all.
just won, but send a little bit of message to your team of, yo, like, you know, losing 7 to 8 is like, it's not like a small.
All right, yo.
Okay?
Let me ask a question. Let me ask a question to all of you guys. When Optic had a stage where they were getting absolutely pissed on, and Shotzi had like a 0.6, should they have dropped Shotzi? Why is Envoy not afforded this type of grace? Because like, all right, I would have like, I may have, and I would have been wrong. I would have been 100% wrong. Back in the day, said the same thing about Envoy on different teams where he was getting shit on. But the problem is with Envoy is he always bounces back. And that's why we don't say this stuff about Shotzi, because Shotzi has proven to us he always bounces back and wins an event. It's not the same concept for every player when they start to get shit on it. You know what I mean? Like it's different for certain players. They've afforded themselves a degree of grace. And it's also the side of like Envoy was on the LA team. They drop him and then they turn into the world's worst with a player that you would say everybody in here would probably at the end of last year have been like, yo, Abizi's better than Envoy, right? Like he's an upgrade. I said it. I thought it was an upgrade. It clearly was not a huge upgrade. Like the proof's in the pudding, at least up until this point. So like, I don't think you can just go in and just be like, yo, Envoy's getting cooked. We got to drop him. He's like, it's literally Shotzi.
I think the move I described might be the move that they'll pull if they bomb out this event of like, you know, and it might be tough timing because teams might make a change. So you may be unable to really do this. But being able to get a 5th player that's a bench player that's a message sender, you know what I'm saying? Like we trust you guys. But like, we need an insurance policy because we got to think about the team long term.
Dude, community is weird, bro.
You
Y'all
feel like
are
that
weird.
helps?
I mean, you have to read the situation and know your players and how they react to that, though.
I'd be
you got to know.
Very surprised if that helped anyone in the history of times. You might have a few individuals that take it in that way, but for the most part, it just doesn't shit out confidence in, I don't know, like succeeding. Like the only way I see a team doing that is if they're looking ahead. Like let's say let's say FaZe in the situation they were in knows they're losing players because they're on a contract year, and they're trying to lock in a player for next year, and that's communicated to the team. That's an understanding. That's the idea and the goal, and that makes sense. Like as a player, I'm not. I don't want to say offended's maybe the wrong word, but I'm not stressing over that. But if you're literally picking up a player in the sense of we're struggling and this is players' mentality of potentially being put in right now, then that's a different story. Sends a different message to the players. So to me, bro, like I think we have such, I'm not saying statistically, and you can talk about decision makings from your own expertise. Like there's different things you can look at to make you feel the way you're feeling. And I'm not going to take your opinion out of it. I get it. Like obviously Envoy hasn't played to the best of his ability, but I do feel like there's a lack of understanding for, I'm going to use the mass here. I'm not necessarily putting you part of that mass, but just for the sake of discussion, I think there's a lack of understanding of what really brings success and consistency to the team. And every team goes through struggles. Individual players will go through struggles in their different ways. Like Ant brought up the Shotzi route. Like I don't know if we can compare the two players in the same way, but at the same time, like they will go through highs and lows. And Envoy's been known to have these moments in his seasons. And like Ant said, he's always brought it back. Like he's always had the ability to kind of play well when especially when it matters. Like last year for Thieves, bro, like even when Thieves was struggling towards the end of the year, I didn't feel like he was the reason they were struggling. Like if you're picking individuality as like a potential reason,
but
like
he was still one of the worst on the team though. Like, at the end of the year.
I'm sorry. We're saying the worst on some of the best players in the world. I'm sorry, he's top 8 instead of being top 5.
All right, answer yourself this question. Why does Envoy get championships every year, and why do the top players still want to play with him?
I mean, I'm not saying that Envoy is not a good player. He's an amazing player. I just don't see him getting better like right now. I think he's going to stay at the same level, so that's why I'm saying.
Why?
Because first of all, his decision-making has gotten worse, and it doesn't make any sense because he was amazing at Major 1, and then he's just bad out of nowhere. Like, he was good the first 3 matches of the online qualifiers in Stage 2, and then out of nowhere, he's just playing like the worst player in the league.
Well,
or one of the worst players in the league.
Their team's getting slammed, so like obviously.
Yeah, but only he's like the main one getting slammed. Like Neptune and Ghosty are still playing good. Like against Optic, Neptune
Ghosty went 11 and 32 yesterday.
But that's like so rare for him. That's like way more.
He was getting his shit pile drive. He went 13 and 30. They're not playing the right way.
Sativa car yesterday, bro.
Like, and I'm not hating on Ghosty. Ghosty's a beast. Like, it's just.
Here's the thing. Dill slumps every year, and it's been like that way for a couple of years. And he's a player that I think does try to take a lot of routes, and like if they're not generating pressure, and his plays an obvious read, he's not like an Ant always where he's just gonna absolutely gun someone on like a low percentage gunfight. Like that doesn't fully encapsulate his problems, but it's one of the stack ups. Like I think he'll figure a way out of this stuff. But Gentlemates are in a really tough spot right now. It's not like a small blip. They've lost 7 of.
Nah, he has been getting tucked, but like it just it's happened before. I just think it's just one of those guys. You just ride it out, bro. Like it is what it is. Like you just hope he figures it out individually, and as a team, you got to do everything you can to make sure you're playing the right way because the upside is tremendous.
Yeah, they can win a major again. I just hope he gets better.
I mean, he's got 0.94 in hardpoint. Like, it's not like.
I mean, that's season wide, right? A lot of that. I mean, if you separate season Major 1 and Major 2, I'm sure that's way different.
Yeah, but it's different for everybody.
Yeah,
Sib's got like a 0.9 something, 0.93 in this stage. Like, yeah, I mean, we'll see. Let's see what happens at the major.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, guys.
Appreciate it, man.
I don't mean to directly compare Envoy and Shotzi, but I just use the success comparison and their roles. And I've just seen Shotzi throw up the stinker for a stage, and like nobody.
That's happened. It happened. Like
it just happens.
When you play the way they play, it's gonna happen sometimes, bro. It's just the way it is. Like it's just you need to. Like other teams are adapting. Other teams are finding ways to counter certain things. Like the meta is constantly evolving. Like if you gotta in the same way that other teams are evolving, they need to find a way to stay ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Which obviously right now, based on their success in the recent games, they have not. Simple as that.
DZ Gav, what up, dude?
DZ Gav, what's up, gentlemen?
First thing, you're tweaking, thinking Envoy should get dropped. All right.
Yes,
But
I agree.
why hasn't the CDL thought about doing a week-long event, Monday to Sunday matches, Monday, Thursday, just matches, and then start the event on Friday? I know money might be an issue, but it's entertainment. I don't know if he did it in Cold War, but he did that whole week-long because matches got delayed. I don't know if you remember that at all. But
like honestly,
Go ahead.
sorry to cut you off, but like they could easily do that with just like the 4 teams that are not in Texas, just travel to Texas, and they could easily. I feel like there's a few teams that have big enough spaces to be able to run matches. Like obviously not in the same space, but you could have like a match at the Texas venue today, and then a match at the Falcons venue tomorrow, and they could do that for a week. I feel like it's probably a big undertaking, but they could obviously do it.
Yeah.
I feel like
it's long, but maybe start it on Wednesday. You know what I mean, and get out there. But like, I think the viewers should be pretty good. You know what I mean? Give us something interesting instead of, having these like matches Friday to Sunday. Like, come on, man.
What would you do in the downtime that you're taking away from the regular league matches, though? Because if you're saying like, if we put the whole let's say Major 3 is all in 1 week, then what are you doing between Major 2 and that week of Major 3?
Maybe you could probably throw in a minor event. I mean, throw in something. You know what I mean? Add another event. Do an all-star. Stop doing all-star matches at the end of the year. Do them like in the middle or something like that. Give me something.
All-star matches are pointless. I will argue this.
No, yeah, it's the viewership though.
No, all-star matches would be lit if you put a prize up for it. Put a big prize on it.
I've argued this. If you want to do the all-star thing, you need to make it like the Ryder Cup. Like you need to create something that's not just a shoot and giggle. Like
Europe versus NA, and it would be fire now too. It'd just be heretics.
And you put it in Europe, bro. You gotta put any boys to the fire, their feet to the fire.
Literally be heretics, yeah.
What would the matchup? Yeah, what would the matchup look like right now if it was Europe versus NA?
That Miami Heretics versus Optic.
So would you set the rule that you could only have one? This would be the interesting question: is like, could there only be one player maximum from each team? Otherwise, I would just roll Optic. You know what I'm saying? Like,
one player only.
But yeah, thank you for the question, bro.
Yeah. You just listen. You want to take over every day, but like you can't. So you gotta be pretty smart about how you operate the schedule. I really like what the league does right now during the middle of the season when you have Wednesday, Thursdays elite, and then Friday, Saturday, Sunday like league matches.
Yeah, if you watch challengers,
we'd be doing league matches on land, but yeah.
Yeah, if you watch challengers, then there's like a weekly calendar.
You get 5 good days.
What's up, Joser?
Hey, if there's a team hosted event like there is this year, can the league or the team ask the other teams if there could be coaches during the matches, or does everyone have to approve, or they could just
I don't know.
Write out?
Ray, do you know the answer to this?
Are you trying to for a rule change?
He's saying a
permanent rule change on that.
He's saying can coaches if you're hosting an event, like say Optic hosts the next event. Let's say Optic was like, "Yo, coaches are gonna be allowed on stage." Can they do that?
I think that's a league rule right now. So I think the league has the ability to make decisions on that. But are you saying from major to major?
Yeah, I think that's what he's saying.
I can speak to this one. It's a league rule, and the problem is that after EWC, they asked for feedback, and they did not. They either got negative feedback or no feedback at all from players. No fucking shocker on that. They're fucking lazy. We've talked about it a million times. There's one of those things that the league has to drive, and I don't think any strong team or ownership opposition that I know of. So it would just come down to the league being willing to change the rule, and I don't think they are, to be honest.
I mean, the only downside from league standpoint is having to put the tech up on stage for an extra mic that you can move around, because it can't be on the side like they have it now. What EWC had was actually good is a portable speaker thing. So
really?
I could walk. Yeah, I could walk around.
Bolero, whenever you see your producers, you know what I'm saying, John or Danny.
Yeah, it's the same. Yeah,
just a Bolero pack, something.
That's hard. So we should 100% do that.
Yeah. This is where I think the speaking of it last year was the points players are making was that it helps. The fans are oh my god, the coach is going to call out for a player that can't call out.
No, bro.
Shit like that, bro. I really don't even I am a person that would try to be involved as much as I could, but I really chose the moments where to be involved. What the hell is that? Sorry, someone distracted. But I try to be involved in the ways where it was more bigger picture stuff, like keeping my team aware of what the state of the game is to make sure they're understanding of like what they should do. But it was never about I'm calling out a player or I'm calling a strat per se. Like it was like you can't really, especially how fast the game is these days, you can't really get involved in that. Like you have to, your players need to be making their best decisions possible forward, and you try and say things that can help them understand what the best session is, period.
Yeah, I feel like
Are you guys
coaches should
allowed to
have
talk during
open access.
S&D?
No, only between rounds. So as soon as the round ended, I was about able to talk for like 10, 15 seconds. And the way I went about it was like I would like speak of the things that I saw in VOD, like this team likes doing this, maybe like if they had like a way to like going about the map and certain strategies, or reminding my teams of certain things if something didn't happen the right way off the start. But yeah, we can't talk like in the middle of a search round. Like we can never do it.
Yeah, imagine they did it like football where they cut the mic off Ben like 15 seconds before the round started. Like that would actually go crazy.
That's what it was.
Listen, I think the idea needs more exploration, and more uses of it would get teams and players more comfortable, like what would be an appropriate meta and what's a good field for every squad. But again, unfortunately, I just don't know if there's enough momentum on the league or the player or the team side to really explore it. You know what I'm saying? I think something's there.
I mean, obviously, I'm biased towards this because I'm a coach and I would love to be involved for the teams that I'm coaching. But I think from a viewer's perspective, like seeing some of like we have a lot of good personalities as coaches in the league, bro. Like getting them involved, like Karma's there, Clayser's on stage. Like there's a ton of coaches that had competed that were big players in the world. Like why not? Like to me, the product is only better having them involved in that sense. Like I don't know. That's the way I see it. But
I'm inviting the next people up here, but I think they're just listening. Oh, there we go. What's up, Trout? Oh, wait, they're both joined in.
Hello.
Arich, here, Trout. Wait a second. Arich, you go first.
This is for questions, right?
Yeah, questions.
There you go.
I just wanted to make sure.
Go ahead, ask everybody.
So on the flank yesterday, Aches brought up that it was a tactical loss for Koi. And I was wondering, do you think maybe because
How many hearts up you right there? They couldn't move. Not a tactical loss. There's nothing that could have happened for them. They couldn't have went up the leaderboard. They would have lost tiebreaker. So it's kind of a non-starter. Sorry.
Okay. Well, I just wanted to like change that to like mates because they started off like so strong. And then they started to like they lost to C9. Do you think that like they were in the lab and they just weren't showing it because they wanted to focus on the major because they knew they would make it?
No, that's not why a team loses 7 to 8 fucking series, bro. They're not. They're not trying to sandbag. They're not Mercedes Formula One where we're hiding. They're not hiding anything. Okay, they're just like they are really struggling.
You are reaching, my brother.
Like, we're reaching really hard, bro. Really hard.
Hey, I'm an Optic fan, and I just want to see some competition. That Falcons game, that was Fugaze.
What was Fugaze about it?
It's not real. It's exposure. Anything can happen there.
Don't fall for Damon Barlow property, bro. Don't fall for the Damon Barlow property.
Listen, man, there's a couple people that pull out the little black book of excuses. Optic does it, Super does it, and Sib does it. All three of those, they pull it. When they lose, it's a little black book. I'm telling you, Super, Sib, and Optic, they always got it. What's up, Trout?
I can just before you ask a question, I think there's one thing to me that he was going. I thought that's where he was going, but there has been situations in CDL history where some teams are actually better off losing clearly.
Yeah.
To avoid the certain matchups going into a major. I've never personally been in that situation, but I'd love to get the insight of some players, coaches that have been in that situation. How
I have been. I could tell you when.
You have been?
It was wait, weren't you on the team still? It was no, you weren't. We had picked up Haggy. It was X Games, and we were playing Optic, and we had just beat the shit out of them every time we played them. And this is the first time they beat us. And like the team that won that would have to go and play Complexity. And so they came up to us after like, yo, did you guys just throw that? And I'm like, they didn't believe they could beat us to the point like that they thought we threw when we literally were not throwing. So I was like, crazy. I guess you'll never know. But yeah, no, you have so much pride as a player, bro. It's so, dude. I
know.
Vitamins. No way. No
Vitamin
way.
said drop for Haggy is crazy, bro. I know, brother.
No, it was that was a bad move, but we made up for it. What's up, Trout?
Yeah, what's good?
It's good.
My question's specifically like around going to LAN and probably better, or like I guess specific for Ray, like when you guys go to LAN, is there anything coaches specifically differ in what they preach or what they tell players? And do you guys feel like the difference between going from online to LAN changes throughout the year? Like, I guess, how does LAN change throughout the year compared to online? Is my biggest question.
That's a good question. And I think I'm in a situation to answer that specifically from a place where from Vancouver the last 2 years, we had a pretty big difference in terms of how online went to LAN went. Just because the game for us, we were always playing in a high ping. So when we go to LAN, it is fairly different. I think the biggest thing, and this is where we try to push ourselves to, is that we understood that we're going to get into certain matches and certain situations, we're going to lose gunfights that we probably wouldn't lose as much on LAN. And the big push and the mentality that I was pushing forward was that we needed to play the game online in the way we were playing on LAN, regardless of it potentially hurting us online. Like our mentality was always preparing for the like most efficient way to play when we get to LAN. So in that sense, it's not easy to get players to buy into that sometimes because it is frustrating. There's a lot of frustrations that go on with players. I mean, I'll tell you firsthand, like Abuza was losing his mind a lot of times last year.
He was, bro.
Like especially as a player that plays with his playstyle where he's like ironing like choke points a lot and he doesn't really miss that much, and then he just loses like some gunfights that are just like clearly unlosable. I actually have and maybe next episode we'll go through this, but I actually have like some clips of the shit that he sent me from last year. It's a small compilation of gunfights that are just like,
I think I have it. I think you sent me it last year. Let me find it.
I probably did. And honestly, like I think it'd be fun to watch. It's not like a bash on anything. It's just more so like helping. This would more reiterate the point I'm trying to make now, how difficult it can be to play with the right mindset when you're going through these difficulties. So there is a difference. I think right now, I mean, at least for the Texas teams, I feel like the main thing to me is more the environment change. Like you need to, as a staff member of a team, you need to really make sure your team is on the same page about like firing in the same way they do in practice. And this goes for just matches online as well. But especially when you go into LAN, like you need to have the kind of like the play to win mentality from the get-go. You can't sit around and expect teams to give you anything. You have to be proactive and playing aggressive. And that was I'm actually sad that we didn't have any of the clips for champs last year, because there's we actually recorded a lot of the team talks and like the huddle before we go into a match, and my speech wasn't anything like, I'm not fucking Coach K kind of speech, but it was always around like making sure the players like are playing with that kind of dog mentality, just make sure if we lose this shit, we're losing this shit on our terms, not on theirs.
Yeah. And then do you feel like with BO6 specifically, like I guess more X's and O's, less reg or like ping or anything, do you feel like there's anything specific about BO7 that is different about going to LAN than the last game?
I think from a play style and like what is most, again, I'm using the word efficient a lot, but what is most efficient way to play the game? I think they're very similar in their like the systems that work, and the thought process of aggressiveness and pace, like team pace, is super important. I think these games are not dissimilar in that end. So the maps probably cause some differences, right? Like we had a little more, I'd say the maps in general last year were probably bigger on average. So there's a little more like the rotations mentalities are probably a little different than they were last year. But I think as a whole, it's not too different. Like the same mentality you had last year would more or less work on most of the situations and maps this year, at least. And this, again, I'm speaking from a place where I haven't been involved at a level this year, but just from a viewing experience and seeing what like using my COD eyes.
I'm gonna push this on. Thanks for the question, Trout. We got one more question. I'm gonna invite him, Phantom, and then quickly let's just do a CoDCast bracket after this question. So, Phantom, what's your question? Okay. Cut to the chase, my bro. This is the final one.
Really quick, I just wanted to ask if I could use your guys' responses to my question as part of like a research thing I'm doing for my university.
Sure.
Go for it.
Okay, cool. So it's about the league just in general. How do you guys, goes for all of you, how do you guys think that like turning the league into like franchising teams, how do you think that changed like the competitive COD like ecosystem like as a whole?
I mean, it dramatically changed it, so you gotta get more specific.
Bro, you gotta.
I think you need to be more specific.
You gotta dial that in, man. Like it like completely changed.
We can go
completely
talk about
changed it.
every single aspect of how it changed, and we'd be here for an hour and a half easily.
Okay, you guys could just give me just one thing, like about like the teams, like.
Well, definitely. Let's see. What you want? Like one aspect, positive or negative?
Yeah, it could be positive or
can I-
negative. Just
Can I ask something before we answer this? Because it would answer what I'm going. Was the stability in contract the same before the CDL, or did that CDL change it?
Sorry,
like,
what was that?
were teams like, I just question maybe for everyone here, not just for anybody, but like the contracts obviously has created situations where we haven't really seen trades or players get dropped. But like beyond that, there's not that many team changes going on a season than when I used to. But I wasn't around for the years previously to CDL. So was that the case before or not? Where did you see
it was a huge problem in Black Ops 4 and World War II. So yes, it definitely improved a lot of stability in contracts.
Yeah, definitely improved stability.
There's where I would say the franchise, in my opinion, the franchise made that better, where you have to be more thoughtful about your roster constructions preseason, and make sure you manage through your issues going on during the year to try and be as successful as possible, because team changes have definitely been more difficult through a season.
And a negative, it definitely hurt path to pro, I would say, just because the opportunity of like going through an open bracket and competing against the pros. I tweeted about this the other day, was the initial allure of pro gaming to me. Like any average Joe can just become a pro. So if you're talking about like the main thing, I think it like hurt, I would probably say that.
Okay, yeah, and then just last one really quick. Do you guys think that like the CDL can keep this like franchise team model like in the long term?
Yeah, more ProAms.
If it makes money and it's like everybody wants to stick with it from an ownership and from a Microsoft Activision perspective, like if one decides that starts to fail and they want to exit ramp, then that's when you'll see this thing get unwound.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, come back at a later episode. We do this weekly, and maybe like get your question a little bit more detailed and precise, and we'll give you some more answers, bro. But I appreciate your question.
I appreciate it.
Good luck on your project.
Thank you.
All right, so let's do a bracket real quick. Ben, can we use your tool for the bracket? Does this work, or do we have to like?
You can't like fill in. It's not good. I haven't built in like be able to fill in specific.
Okay, so let me load up my pick'ems. Hold on.
I don't even know if the Pick'ems bracket thing is live yet.
Well, if that's not live, it's not. It's not? Nah, bro.
I just went
what
to
are we
Major 2.
doing, dog? It's not. All right. Well, I'll text the boys and we'll put together a bracket via text and then I'll tweet it out. But damn.
I mean, who do we have in the finals?
We didn't talk about it. We don't have to like. It doesn't be.
We can just do the finals and we have
just go match by match. Just go breaking point. Just go through the matches.
All right, here we go. So. Does anybody have a link where we can do a bracket, by the way, in chat just before we do this? But let's talk about it. Yeah.
It's fine. We'll remember which teams we move forward. It's not like there's a million teams.
Yeah. So I got Koi beating Surge. You guys agree?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Low key, I might pick Ravens, bro.
I was gonna say that was a tough one, bro.
I'm down for the Ravens. I'm down for the Ravens upset.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with the Ravens, bro.
I'm so in the middle that like either direction you go here, honestly, like it's just can Ravens show up and play the way they play?
Yeah,
like that's really just what matters to me in this matchup. And our gentleman is gonna elevate because it's land and whatnot. So
and now the real question is, can Ravens beat Miami? They did. They just did, but I don't know. Not with the Miami fans that'll be there, I don't think.
That'd be a sick matchup just because of what Super and fucking Exceed were going online as well. Yeah, bro, that was good, dude. That'd be a W matchup to have in the first round.
I don't want Ravens to blow up our whole bracket, so let's just pick Miami because that way, at least if Gentlemates win, Miami could still win, and we get like winners round 2. You know. So let's get Heretics. Moving on here, Thieves phase. Oh yeah, Before Thieves match yesterday.
I'm gonna say the same thing I said on the flank yesterday. My brain says Thieves, my heart says phase.
I'm thinking. Listen, I made my bracket for the broadcast before the Thieves match yesterday, but after that, I'm thinking Thieves. Ben, you're stressing.
It's a true pick'em. This is like it's gonna go to a 5th map, and I just hard to say blind who goes in. I think right now I trust the Thieves slaying more than I do phase, but like. That's why I'll go with Thieves, but this is like 50-50, bro.
But this is tough. That's what's awesome about
really
this tournament as a whole, bro. It's so hard.
FaZe play with a little bit more pace than Thieves, like a little bit.
Yeah, but
You're
sometimes draws in 04 go in fucking 20 and 40, and that's like
in their recent matches, you would still say that? Like in the way Thieves have played in recent matches?
I thought
he
Thieves
did just beat Thieves recently. So
Thieves did play the Gentlemates, who have been a free lick. Like FaZe the last 2 weeks, like since that Carolina game, have looked really good.
Yeah,
it's
again,
hard.
I'm not undermining FaZe here. I'm more so saying like you purely read up the pace standpoint. Like, I don't know if the pace. Yeah, I don't know. I think
it's hard
tough
to
one.
talk about it because, like, all right, Ray, let's think about it, right? Like, so Thieves, do we really think Thieves is just going to win both the HPs against FaZe? It's hard, bro. This is a pick
probably
'em,
not.
right? So
I
then
mean,
it's
I do
like,
agree with Ben. I definitely see this game going to Game 5, regardless of who wins. But
so who do we trust in Game 5, FaZe or Thieves, dog?
I mean, Twin's been putting pressure on the map recently, brother. My man's kind of back, but you can say the same thing about Abe.
Oh man, this is tough. Sure,
It's a tough one, bro.
I think we all lean Thieves, so I guess we'll go Thieves. So Thieves, Thieves Heretics in that round, in round 2. So let's go up G2 Falcons. I got Falcons. Who y'all got?
Yeah.
No Falcons.
Okay.
Falcones.
And then we'd have Optic versus Koi.
Let's not even talk about that.
All right, so Optic Falcons. Who we got? I got Optic. It'd be a good match. I got Optic though.
I have Optic not losing a match this event. To be honest with you.
Shit,
So,
we can't do losers bracket. Oh, that's tough.
That's fine. Just do winners. Just do winners.
Yeah.
That's
All
fine.
right. So we got Optic going to winners final, and then we got Thieves and Heretics. What a horrible matchup for Thieves. Like actually, like horrible matchup because like what is it? The Scar Den. Where we probably see
it's not a good map.
Heretics auto veto Colossus, right? And then Thieves, they don't play Blackheart, do they? So Thieves will have to veto Blackheart against Heretics because Heretics are good at Blackheart. So then we're gonna get Den and Scar. Damn, Heretics might actually be winners final.
This is I want to pick Thieves, but this is the type of matchup
Horrible
that Miami's
matchup.
been great all split on, and you got to go with them on the momentum right now.
I guess, yeah. And then,
I think I'll go
right.
with you guys, but I think I'm different here. I think I'm thinking about this differently.
if this was FaZe Heretics, I'd probably go FaZe. But if Thieves beat FaZe, then I think Heretics beat Thieves.
The difficulty with this event is that FaZe and Thieves in particular have played much better in the last 2.5 weeks.
Yes.
Miami have been good for like a month and a half. And that's why the bomb size bracket is a fucking absolute chaos machine. And then Falcons, when they inevitably lose to Optic in winners round 2, have to play one of these teams.
Did
in
Damon
losers.
really say that?
Like, what did Damon say?
That Gentlemates are still their biggest threat?
Bro, it's a late night Damon call. Like, are we really taking that seriously?
Yeah, fair enough.
Come on,
Fair
bro.
enough, fair-
Like, it's
All
a
right.
late night Damon stream. Like, are we really like overthinking this one, or like, come on, bro?
All right, so Ben, winners final. All right, let's say we got Heretics Optic by World Star, or you think it's a close one?
Optic, it doesn't matter. Optic's winning.
All right, Optic.
I'm gonna say Optic game 5. I think Miami show up. I just don't know if they close, but I got Optic winning.
And now let's talk about like, all right, so who do we think comes out of losers in that? Because the loser of this match, they have LAT losing. LAT
Oh, it's the top
losing.
bracket and the bottom bracket is the same. So,
Yeah. So
It's-
all right,
the second round, they
so
play.
it would be so it's gonna be the loser. So in our bracket, we would have Riad versus FaZe. So who do we? I low-key probably pick Riad in that. And then it would be this top side would end up being.
I don't know if I could. I don't know if I could. I don't know if I could take Falcons over FaZe just because of the Falcons S&D issue. I think they definitely. I think it just plays out the same way it played out the last time they played Atlanta. I think Falcons will take some respawns, but we'll get to game 5, and FaZe is winning that fucking 6-3, 6-2.
So who comes out of losers then? Who do we think?
Well, do we trust? Okay, what's question 1? Do we trust Miami to beat anybody that's top from loser bracket? Yes or no?
To beat anybody that comes out. I mean, not.
It's probably Thieves or FaZe or Falcons.
If you hadn't beaten Thieves, then you have to, right? Like you hadn't beaten Thieves.
Well,
in winners, why
I
would they
think
beat-
I think Miami would lose to FaZe or Riad in that spot. Or like Riad would be a good match, but I think Miami would lose to FaZe in that spot. Just because I feel like their matchup in S&D is like still really good, and they play Blackheart and Colossus. So, and I think their Den's getting better.
Bro, That's dude.
So
look at
the
that.
margin's
Look at
so
that
close.
bottom. Oh, hold on. Look at the bottom, very bottom of the loser bracket. Like, dude,
Bruh.
mates versus a loser of FaZe and Thieves. Then the loser that plays Riad or Optic.
It's
And then
coming.
the loser. That's an insane fucking bracket. This is gonna be a dope event.
Yeah,
I'm
it
It's
is.
excited.
it's just because someone do what FaZe did a bit the last event. You lose in the first round of losers or the first round of winners, and you just make the momentum run. I think for Miami, like the key question in this event is we all think Optic's going to be in the final. Will Miami continue this form and also join them, or are they going to lose to someone who's been hot the last 2 weeks that will beat them when they probably inevitably get dropped down
Yeah,
from winners
if
finals? And
Miami
Miami's the
don't make
third
Sunday,
best.
it's a huge disappointment. Huge. I think you could say that for Miami, and you could probably say that for Falcons. And then if Optic don't make the final, like this would be a horrible event.
Yeah, I think all the things you said is fair.
Someone said Toronto top 4. The problem with Toronto top 4, so let's say they're going to lose to Optic. They'll play either G2 or Falcons. And they're playing the loser between probably Miami, Thieves, and FaZe. Like, I don't see Toronto getting top 6 is probably theoretically their highest outcome.
This could be Miami's best and Riyadh's best opportunity all year long, given the state of like Thieves and FaZe and Mates right now. Because I do think those teams will continue to get better. And we've seen it with Thieves. So they got to seize this opportunity. But yo, let's wrap it up.
It's going to be a crazy. Listen, I'm so excited for this event, Ant, because again, when we go back to the floor plan, I don't know if people have seen this is a in the round stage. The way they have set up this hall is a stage in the middle, and there's going to be 5,000 people in a giant circle around it. UK fans have not had a fucking event like this in like 6 years.
Yeah.
The energy in that building starting from the minute on Friday is going to be insane, guys. Like,
the people in this cosplay lounge are going to be like, what the hell is going on in the East Wing, bro? They're going to be mind blown, bro. We're going to have all these people come and check us out. It'll be a split crowd, Kevin. It won't be all Optic at this event. It'll be a split crowd. The UK guys, they support an assortment of teams. But let's wrap it up.
And you got to remember, there's gonna be Spanish fans, there's gonna be French fans coming through for this event. Like, I doubt anyone from the Middle East, because traveling out of the Middle East is a little bit tricky right now. But like, it'll be interesting. All of Europe will be in there.
All right, I got to bounce. So thank you guys for tuning in. Nice little 2-hour, 45-minute episode banger. If you guys enjoyed it, make sure you leave a like. It'll be uploaded to YouTube in the next hour and a half. We started locally recording it. Shout out, Ben. But yeah, thank you guys so much for the support, and we'll see you guys after the major. Have a good time watching, and if you're coming out, much love.
Peace.
Hey, thanks, boys.
Weekend,
Great
right?
episode, man.
Yeah, there it is.
Later, Ray.
Later, Ben. Safe travels, Ben.
Appreciate it. I will see you on Thursday. You go
Yes,
into
sir. I'll hit
you're
you
gonna
up
go
about the movie.
Yeah, I mean, I just saw there's also Dope Checks doing a live show. I feel like I should check this out.
All right, brother.
All right, later. I feel like I should go to this, right, chat? I'm not doing anything fucking Thursday night. I mean, Gabe and I are gonna start setting up at like 2-ish. It shouldn't take me more than a couple hours. Yeah, I'm going to Major 2. I leave Tuesday. Tuesday. I leave Tuesday, chat. So today's the last stream. I fly out tomorrow afternoon, so will not be live tomorrow. I will not be live on Wednesday. I may be live on Thursday. But likely the first time, next time you'll see me live will be very early Friday. Like guys, like, I can get in the building. Here's what I got told. Okay, I got told that I can enter on Friday. I can enter at 9 a.m. So I will be entering the building at 9 a.m. The question is, like, when are they going to tweet out a picture of the stage? I got to negotiate with CDL on Wednesday and be like, when can I go live on Friday? But I will be live very early, chat. Challengers is open. Challengers open. The building opens for Challengers at 10. So. What teams left today? I have no idea. Look at this. For Fun's doing a boot camp on Thursday. W. They're playing 5 match. They're doing 5 matches in a boot camp. It's gonna be fucking insane. Holy shit. That's ambitious. 5 series is ambitious in one day. I don't know about all that. Yeah, I will be vlogging Z. This is lit though for Thursday. Okay, guys, matches start. Okay, so it's 10 a.m. If you're East Coast time, games are going to start at 10 a.m. On Sunday, it'll start at 9 a.m. East Coast. If you're West Coast, that's 7 a.m. for TDL matches, 7 a.m. on Friday, Saturday, and 6 a.m. on Sunday. Challenger starts even earlier on the first 2 days. Challengers will start local time 10:30 on Friday. So Eastern time, that's about 6:30, I think, in the morning. So I'll say this, like the real good Challengers games are not going to pop until 5:30, 6 o'clock local. At that point, CDL will be going. So like if you look at the sim bracket, I know Ben was in here earlier. Like there's some couple of really good for winners round 3 and most certainly winners round 4 matches. Those will be late on Friday. Everyone in the flank is not going. I will be in Birmingham. Don Dada will be in Birmingham. Gershon, aka Gersh, will be at the event. Nobody else is going outside the 3 of us. So the way the flank will run this weekend is Tommy will run it from home. I will be joining, and Donnie and I will be joining live from the event. I will say on Sunday, Donnie and I, the issue on Sunday a bit is that they will cut our internet probably about 45 minutes after the show ends. So I'm not going to 100% like be like, Don and I need to be on that whole episode because we may just get our internet cut, halfway through. You know what I'm saying? It just is what it is. I can't do anything about it. They got to probably be out by noon or by midnight tonight. So here's what it is. I think the last match ended like fucking like 8 o'clock local, and they got to be out in like 4 hours. But yes, that is the summary on it. I will be live very early. Matches start at 10 Central? No, they do not start at 10 Central. They start at 10 Eastern. The COD League tweeted out, guys, the COD League tweeted out a graphic a while ago. The problem is that they haven't updated the website yet. My suggestion to you, if you know tech, I'm going to put you on the tech. If you go over to the Breaking Point website, it will show your matches in your local time. Shout out to Breaking Point. You go to their website. This will tell you the start time of every match, local time to where you live. So shout out Breaking Point. The math is correct. It even accounts for daylight savings time. So matches will start promptly at 10 a.m. Promptly at 10 a.m. So if you want to watch all the warm up, like when will the broadcast start? Like pregame start probably like 9:30 local East Coast. I'll be live way before that. I'm gonna be honest, especially if we're doing a 2 start and I go live by like 9:30, 10. I'll be live for like fucking 4 hours before matches start. I don't know how many of you will be awake though. It'll be mostly Europeans in my chat, like it was with fucking. We were in fucking what's wrong? Madrid. We'll be live for F1. No, it's 6 o'clock a.m. fucking local. No, Rab and I need to find out where we can actually watch it, because I don't think the venue. I'm staying like in that like NEC complex, and the problem is I think that sports bar closes at like 5 a.m. Then the casino actually closed at 5. So, yeah. I might just have to, I don't know. I gotta talk to Rab. No, it is 6:30 local. Japan, March 29 starts at 6 a.m. Please email me my ticket. I'm waiting on the Flink Instagram. Did you win the giveaway, Poundsy? Did you win the giveaway? I'm not worried about being able to watch it. You won the giveaway. Give them some time. They'll bro. You'll get your tickets. You're good. You're good, bro. If you won the giveaway. Like, good chilling. Bro, let's chill, bro. Like you know what I'm saying? Like the events, and you're good, bro. You won the giveaway. Like they'll be in touch with you. You're good, bro. Travis Kelce signed a 3-year deal. Did he actually? No way. He signed a 3-year deal? Nice USA kit. Why is he wearing a USA soccer kit? Interesting. A 3-year deal? I mean, yeah. I mean, if anything, if he wants to get out, he'll just get out. I guess it doesn't really matter. You know what I'm saying? It's more just about the commitment from the org. You just got rush tickets for what? Reason? Oh, rush tickets. Like tickets to go see a Russian concert. Oh. Reason Orlando? Yeah, I saw that the other day. W. Although Orlando is kind of whatever. Florida, I guess, but it's the shit part of Florida. Sorry, anyone who lives in Orlando. You're just in the middle of the state, bro. It's like, you know. The middle of Florida is certainly one of the parts of Florida. We'll call playoffs this week, correct, on Thursday night. Which is why I might... This is why Ant was like, oh, we're going to go see... This is why Ant's like, oh, we're going to go see... You know, we're going to go see, Project Hail Mary. And, like, I'm down. But the problem is, I also want to watch, like, I don't know, all these games. You know? Like, this is like, the biggest banger. Czech vs. Ireland banger. Italy could definitely throw this. We know Italy. They lost to fucking North Macedonia. Like, anything could happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, anything could happen. Banger. I mean, just regional fucking banger. Banger. All banger. You know what I'm saying? Like, these are just all banger fucking EU fucking square ups. You know what I'm saying? It's probably going to end up being... This will be on Tuesday, though, once he's play out in Mexico. My thought on the Iowa win over Florida was tippable. How is Iowa and Nebraska playing each other for the Elite Eight is crazy. Does nobody else find that insane? This website should be like literally instant now. It was like doing the simulations every time I was loading, and I like, the videos is still gonna do in real time, but everything else is instant now. Stop being money hungry. They're paying Pochettino like $6 million a year. I think they're paying Poch plenty of money. Well, Magic, I got bad news. Roberto Martinez is a fucking forced Cristiano Ronaldo merchant, so you better hope he's injured. Listen, I hate to say this, but if you're a fan of Portugal, you low-key need Ronaldo to be injured going into the World Cup. You need him to be coming off the bench. He cannot be starting. They play so much worse with him in the lineup. It's so one-dimensional. They're so much better when he's off the bench. I'm not saying he sucks, but he is so much better as an impact sub than he is actually fucking starting these days. I'm not joking. The Euro should have made that abundantly clear. Portugal have no number 9, then just play with a fucking false 9, or just put fucking, I don't know. It's kind of what I haven't watched a lot of fucking Saudi. Is fucking João Felix good? I know he's fucking licking walls in the Saudi league. Like he could play a fucking false 9. Has he been good? Has he been good for fucking Al Nassr? I literally don't watch your games, so I have no idea. You know what I'm saying? All right, guys, not a deep... Who's live right now? Not a deep stream today. I need to go get ready for this flight tomorrow. Yusuf's live. We definitely should raid Yusuf. What does Yusuf do? Yusuf's playing ranked. Is everyone scrimming right now? Is everyone just fucking licking walls? Oh, Symbols is scrimming? Is it you team? Wait, should we raid Symbols chat? We raid Symbols chat? Let's raid Symbols. Chat, I appreciate everybody tuning in today. It was a W fucking stream. I am flying out tomorrow. My tier list video will go up later today. My bracket video will go up to midnight. I can actually fucking do a bracket prediction thing. Also need to, like, you know, work on my app so I can use it in the video. It'd be a fucking W. That's what I'm gonna do a little bit this afternoon. Oh my god, that was insane, Kel. But I appreciate you tuning in. Thanks for the subs and resubs today. If you missed the CoDCast, it'll be posted in about an hour. And next time you guys will probably see me on stream will probably be Friday. I'll try and be live on Thursday. Maybe a Golf IRL. I'm not really sure what my data situation's like in the UK, but hope you guys have a good one until then. Hope you guys enjoyed the stream. Next time you see me, I'll be with the UK Mandem in Birmingham. It's an absolute pleasure. We'll see you guys on the next one. Nada, I leave tomorrow. Nada, I leave tomorrow. All right, later.